Do you want the truth? Are you tired of being so confused? You feel like you're more fucked up than the lies on the evening news? Well, just step right in. We can talk about it all as friends. And if you want, we can hug and kiss and make up for the party ends. Agree or disagree, still unfriend me. 'Cause I'm everything you want, damn sure what you need. I won't tell no lies, back up all the facts with truth. And if you can't get down with that, you must be somebody's new.
Hey, Hog Twins here. Check out our friend Matthew Spirit at his podcast at The Dumb Show and his website, don'tunfriendme.com. Yeah.
What is going on, Don't Unfriend Me Nation? It's all Olivia's fault, I promise. It has nothing to do with me. I didn't do it.
No.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
It's all your fault because you are a man, and it's always the man's fault.
Yep.
Well, you
Amy's like, yep.
that used to be an insult, but nowadays
Started off on the right foot, right?
all I have to do is say I identify as a woman. And
that's true.
It's get out of jail free card. Hey, Latrine, if you're watching, thanks for the threat, man. I love when people threaten me.
You're the best.
Because there's two things that happen. One is that you immediately discredit any argument you have because I'm living in your head rent free. And the second thing is you're not man enough. So anytime you think you are and you want to punch the clock and go to work, let me know. I'm more than acquiesced to your request. So yeah, I love when people threaten me. It's hilarious. It makes me laugh. I don't get scared. If you're dumb enough to come into a small town where everybody knows me, put it on Twitter and Facebook that you're going to hurt me, and think that I'm not going to be prepared for somebody like you because you're a world-class moron. You've left a paper trail. So I know your name is Latisse or Latance or Latrice or whatever the hell your parents name you, Toilet Duck, Constant Comment, whatever the hell it is. Shaniqua, whatever the hell your name is. I don't know. Latrine is fitting. I would call you John, but that would be disrespectful to all the Johns out there. So Latrine, come on when you're ready. I love the mask you're wearing, by the way. Cowards always wear masks. Anyway, welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me show. He said he was going to embarrass me. It was actually not embarrass. He must be French, right? It must be Latrine because he spelled embarrass, E-M-B-A-R-A-S-S-E. So embarrassé, embarrassé, impassé, imbatata, favata, ho ho ho. Can't even spell. Sure, you'll
look up. Call you Lumiere for the rest of the night.
Look up my address and you'll probably go to Washington or some shit because you'll spell it wrong. So Washington, where the hell is that? I love it.
Washington.
I hope you come on. He said he's going to embarrass me. He's like, dude, I'll drop the lyrical bars on you. Bring it. And people like you never come on. You're terrified. There was another guy right before him too, who was a blast from the past, B. Jones or something. This guy's a stalker of epic proportions. He stalked my Twitter and I blocked him. And I blocked 7 people on Twitter. 7, which is ridiculous. And he's one of them. And then he comes on Facebook. He posts 26 times the same thing over and over, 26 times in a period of like 2 minutes, and spams, I just want a friend and I just want someone to argue with and someone who can... No, dude, you're nuts. So you and Latrine need to get together, have butt sex, and have a baby. Okay? Woo! We're starting out fun. Okay. What is all the beeping?
It's Messenger going off.
Tell the
dumb
dummies to stop chatting. We're done. We're live now. It's time to get off the chat and time to talk about a great show. So welcome to the show. By the way, if you don't know, if you're Latrine or B Jones or B Johnson or whatever the hell your name is, you can come on the show if you want. We love it when people come on the show. I will be absolutely amicable until you're not. We are going to have. I read some comic books. This guy is one of the creators of Punisher. Is a fan of the show, and I've read a couple of his new books, and he is now being called racist and that his books are racist, and because it's all about America and everything else. So he's in the target. I want to get him on the show. It's been really hectic. I was going to get him on tonight, but obviously we couldn't get on. And then I've got a couple of other guests who want to come on. So if Latrine and B. Jones, if you guys can break away from your passionate, sweaty man love, you should jump on here and come and say hi to us. And you can threaten me live, which would even be better for the case against you. All right? Amy, how are we doing?
I think better than you. And you're like,
Why do you
holy
always
cannoli.
do that to them? That
You
was
said
her.
their name and you introduced them. So
See,
I had
that
to
was
do
her.
the
She
video.
admitted it. She admitted it that it was her.
It was.
Are you going to switch the damn thing? Nice.
did.
Look at this. Look, really? You egomaniacal jackass. It's MOA, not MAML.
Oh, whoops.
MOA. Thank you. Is
that better?
What the hell's wrong with you? So rude. Olivia.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Make sure to push MOA, not MOL, please. And another special thing is it's Red Friday, folks. Do I hear the eagle screeching from the top of the mountaintop with Red Friday? No, this way. Turn it off. Oh, Lord, woman. What the hell's wrong with you? Oh my God.
I didn't
Stop
turn it
touching
on.
the button. Turn it off.
I don't know how.
It's Red Friday.
Oh my
It
Lord.
just starts it over again every time I touch it.
Oh,
You
dear.
gotta turn it off.
It's Red Friday.
I have never had a problem turning on your button
RED
before.
Friday, which stands for
No.
Remember Everyone Deployed.
Dude, you gotta shut
A
this thing
movement
off.
designed
What's
to
wrong with you?
honor veterans and deployed
Disconnected.
U.S. troops by wearing a red shirt every
Unplug it.
Friday.
No, hold on. Don't
As
do that.
simple as that may be,
Don't do that. Hold
Red
on, let me see if I
Friday
can find
is a
this thing
great
playing.
way to
I can't
back
believe you're
those
doing
who
this.
serve our country.
You're trying to ruin the show.
Go to
Not like it's that hard.
dumbshow.com and search for Red Friday to get your red on.
It's almost over. Destroy it. Good job, Olivia. Great. Is there any more screw ups?
I can't shut
Olivia,
it off.
what are you doing? I'm going to have to quit the show. What is wrong
It's
with you?
Red Friday.
Where are you playing
RED
this?
Friday, which stands
You
for
never
Remember
put the
Everyone
access to the
Deployed.
panel to shut the
A
video
movement
off.
It's not my
designed
fault,
to
Olivia.
honor
Why are you
veterans and
blaming me
deployed
for your-
U.S.
your
troops
Because
by
incessant
they're
wearing a
failure?
red shirt every Friday.
Technology
You
stuff.
gotta
As
stop
simple as
pushing
that
the
may
button.
be, Red Friday
Yeah,
is a
that's
great way to
I don't
back
know.
those who
It's not
serve
my
our
job.
country.
Is it here?
Go to dumbshow.com and search
Now
for
it's
Red
playing
Friday
double.
to get your red on.
Honda says the new format's working great.
Yeah. It would work great if Olivia wouldn't have screwed it. She's not supposed to push it.
Tell
I
me to
push it.
push the button.
No, I didn't. I never said
It's
push the
Red
Red Friday
Friday.
button. I never said those words in my life. I'm
RED
hovering over
Friday,
it
which
right
stands
now.
for Remember
And I can't figure out where it's
Everyone
playing from.
Deployed.
Check
A
your
movement
MP3.
designed to
Is it
honor
on?
veterans
Is
and
it playing
deployed
somewhere? You
U.S.
gotta figure
troops
this out.
by
Go into
wearing
your
a
app,
red
see
shirt
if it's
every
there.
Friday.
How do I go
As
to my
simple
app?
as that
What
may
app?
be,
Whatever
Red
app it
Friday
is that
is a
you,
great way to
that we
back
put
those who
this in.
serve our country. Go
Did
to
you unplug it?
dumbshow.com
No.
and search for
Unplug
Red
it.
Friday to get your red on.
Unplug the fucking thing. That's not working. No, this is
Nope, it
this
didn't
is
work.
this
Oh,
is the
shoot.
most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. This show is an
It's
epic
Red Friday.
failure.
RED
No, don't do
Friday,
that.
which
Don't
stands
do that.
for Remember
Plug
Everyone
it back in.
Deployed. A movement
I don't know where
designed
it's
to
playing
honor
from. I don't know
veterans and
how to
deployed
fix it.
U.S. troops
Like,
by
I'm
wearing
looking.
a red shirt every Friday. As simple
Folks,
as
if
that
you don't
may
know,
be,
by the way, it's Red Friday.
is a great way to back those who serve our country.
Why is this doing? I don't know.
Go
what
to
tell you.
dumbshow.com and search for Red Friday to get your red on.
Delete it from where? I can't find out where it's playing from. It's I Liv.
It's
I
Red
don't know how to fix
Friday. RED Friday, which stands for Remember Everyone Deployed.
I don't know how to fix this.
A movement designed to honor veterans and deployed U.S. troops by wearing a red shirt every Friday. As simple as that may
Oh, you mean like right there? See, it's so fun when I just do things like that to you, and just it's and you're just like start blaming everybody because you can't take responsibility and yelling
It's
at me.
not my fault.
Oh, here we go again.
It isn't.
Here we go,
It isn't my fault.
ladies and gentlemen. Guess what? It's Red Friday, and it's not playing.
I'm not pushing the damn thing ever again. Nope.
There it is.
Nope.
It's Red Friday. RED Friday, which stands for Remember Everyone Deployed. a movement designed to honor veterans and deployed U.S. troops by wearing a red shirt every Friday. As simple as that may be, Red Friday is a great way to back those who serve our country. Go to dumbshow.com and search for Red Friday to get your red on.
Outstanding. See, it's so much easier when I do it. So now we've learned we're not going to push
the
the red.
very much right now.
It's okay. That's pretty typical. So anyway, it's gonna be a good show. We've covered a lot. Amy is gonna have to pay attention in this one because this one's gonna be a lot of info. Are you free and clear tonight? Are you ready? You've got your oh, it's on. It looks good. When did you get it?
I got it. I don't know. I've worn it a few times. I wore it on Mother's Day, so I had it before then. So
Really?
yeah.
Everybody, look! It's Amy's "Make Females Great Again" hat. Here it is. Look at that! Make women female again. Oh, that's the "Don't Unfriend Me" hat. That is so cool. It looks good on you. I love it. Nice color and yeah, it goes well with the Red Friday. I love it.
Love it.
All right. If you want to call in and your name is something other than Latrine, you can call in and say hello. I wonder. Let's see if he's messaged me on Facebook. Let's just see. Hold on, because I love guys like this. Need attention. Their daddy didn't hold them long enough. No, he disappeared. He ghosted me. I don't know why. I'm a little hurt. I mean, everyone else is commenting. I mean, there's thousands of. He decided to leave. I guess he didn't like it when I said bring your lunch. All right. Should be a fun night. We got a lot planned. Let's. What are you furiously typing over there? Pamela Jones, Miss Secretary Pamela Jones. What?
Asking people to like, share, and follow us.
Oh yeah, but you're just doing it fervently. It's like literally. It's like we're playing Diablo over here. I'm having flashbacks of fireballs and hydras because you're just manically tapping. By the way,
we're on a roll tonight.
If you want to join our Diablo guild. It's a mighty power of two. I mean, Olivia and I are like taking on stuff that's just ridiculous. Like we are now ready for the highest thing they can throw at us, but we can't yet. In fact, we could probably they recommend level 70. We're like level 52, and I'm ready to take on level 70 stuff. If you want to join us, it's The Dumb Show. Pretty simple. Just search for The Dumb Show in your clan and join us. We're lonely. We need you, and we would love to have you here. All right, we got enough people on. Holy crap, we got a lot of people on. So let's do this real quick. One more thing, and then we will get to the show, is Purcellville Flag Company. Show is brought to you by PFC Flags. The flags behind Olivia and I are all made of wood, all made in America, and they support veterans. A whole bunch. Woo, that fire is hot. So are those flags. Purcellville Flag Company. Go take a look at pfcflags.com and get yourself a new flag.
Nope.
I was just screwing with you.
Yep. You're gonna be doing this all night now, aren't you?
All right, we'll stop. We'll leave Olivia alone.
Oh,
she's such a good sport. All right, so here's I don't play Diablo 4, but my wife does. Well, then tell her to join the Don't Unfriend Me show. We'll love to have her. It'd be fun. So we got a busy show. Let's let me just give you a little bit of a sneak peek of what we're covering tonight, so everyone is aware. This is obviously the new show format. Gives us a chance to kind of lay everything out. Brought to you by the Don't Unfriend Me show, where you can go and shop wonderful things at thedumbshow.com. You get coffee, get shirts, get a bunch of stuff that Amy and I are both wearing right now. This is episode, I don't know, but this is the live show. And here it is. It's the live show for Wednesday, June 7th, 2023. We're covering Trump indictment coming next week. But it's not just next week, and this one's wrong, by the way. This one is not updated correctly because I forgot to change it. So let's just do that now because you can see how wonderful this is, because it was hectic, folks. It was a crazy, hectic early show preparation day. Ooh, do I have it?
Did you make it?
I don't know if I screenshotted it. Let me find out. That's a great question. Here we go.
Love the sound effects.
Oh, yeah, that's what I do. Here we go. Oh, look at those graphics. That's just talent. I mean, it just... okay, you know what? Nobody likes you, Olivia. Nobody. I mean, they say they do. That's because you're hot. But when it comes to, like, personally, It's okay.
Aw.
All right. Shut
I
up.
like you, Olivia.
Shut up, Amy. Nobody asked you either.
Amy likes me better than you.
All right. Nobody asked either of you. I'm serious.
No
Oh,
one
it's a little
does like
small.
me. It's okay.
Isn't that what isn't that what she said? All right, live tonight, Trump indictment details, all of it, 100%. Biden paid off in his tax returns. This is listen. I usually stay away from this stuff unless there's incontrovertible evidence, and this one looks pretty damn solid. Jim Jordan blows the lid off, writes a letter. I have a copy of the letter. This is breaking. This just came out. Most of you probably haven't seen it. And campaign campaign aids. People are campaign. Shut up, Liv. I'm going to get to it. Campaign ads from hell. We all got to choose which ads we felt were a little bit much and a little bit over the top. So we're gonna show you these things. I don't know what happened to my. There it is. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and show this to you. Some ads that we've all hand selected that we think are going to kind of lighten the mood before we get into some heavy stuff. Jim Jordan, the 4 letters are all right here. We'll take a look at those. We've got special Jack Smith. Jack Smith in his announcement, it was 1 minute. I guess he was trying to make a real video. And we have the indictment, all 46 pages right here for you. Got those. And then also the documentation that I was talking about with Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, Jen Psaki's denial, along with income tax records, everything else, and the article from Daily Wire. Thank you for them for letting us share that with you. That's very, very cool. We appreciate it. All right, who's ready? Are we ready? I'm ready. We ready?
Yeah.
We're ready. Are we ready?
Ready.
We're ready. Ready, Freddie? Great.
Ready, Freddie?
Anyone out there in La La Land have any questions, comments, concerns, or have anything they want us to know about? Liv?
No.
Yes.
Any comments, concerns? People talking?
No, people just talking. There's a birthday, and people are just saying
Well,
hi.
you're not talking to the mic. I can't hear you. What?
Oh, people are just saying hi. There's a birthday.
Whose birthday?
Carol somebody.
Carol somebody? I've never.
I don't remember her last name. I'm sorry. I said happy birthday to her in chat.
Is it Carol Ann? Don't go into the light, Carol Ann. Is that it? Where she's not on she's not on ours, so she's on YouTube.
She's on Facebook.
No, she's not.
She was on Facebook.
How do you spell Carol?
K-A-R-O-L.
Oh, K-A-R-O-L. Carol Davis.
Yes.
Yeah. Hi, Matt, Olivia, everyone. Birthday girl from Iowa. Are we ready to sing Carol Happy Birthday? And we're going to do it in we're going to try to do it in Elvis. Amy, let me hear your Elvis impersonation.
Yeah.
Come on,
Oh,
Liv.
I can't do Elvis.
Yeah.
I can do Elvis.
Just watch, real deep. Come on, here we go. Ready? There you go. Good, Liv. Amy.
Happy birthday.
There you go. All right. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
We should just get Hayden down here to sing happy birthday.
you. Happy birthday, dear Carol. Happy birthday to you. Yeah.
I don't think you needed our help with that. You did it great.
Is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Are you on your period?
No
No.
point in your
What's wrong with you? You're so negative towards me tonight.
even close to anything that could
right,
be considered
whatever.
a rational thought.
Folks, you didn't come here for the singing. Trust me.
Everyone
That's
in
not
this
singing.
room
It's more like a
is
cow
now
making love to a
dumber
cat.
for having listened to it. I award
Oh,
you no
Carol says
points,
awesome. Well, of course it
and
was.
may God have mercy
No,
on
you
your
should
soul.
have done the Marilyn Monroe happy birthday president one. That's what you should have done.
Day to yeah, that chick. She had more cocaine in her than kill a small horse. The first ad, okay, campaign ads, something kind of fun. We know campaign season is coming on. No, Matt is on his. LOL. My period. Oh, Maureen, stop it. I'm not on my period. I haven't been on my period. We're not in sync yet. So, your Elvis sucked, Matt. Well, I'm sorry it sucked. Well, screw you guys. Sorry. All right. So it's the thought that counts. Okay. Thank you. Gerald Daughtry. I like to call him Daughtry. Daughtry. That was like, remember that singer from
Chris Daughtry.
Chris Daugherty.
You would make fun of him.
It was Chris Daugherty. Daughtery. All his songs sound the same. like Fallback or what is it? What are they called?
Nickelback.
Nickelback and Bon Jovi. Okay, he was good though. Didn't he get sued or some crap or something?
No, not that I know of.
All right, whatever. So this is Gerald Jerry from Travis County Commissioner. This is called passive aggressive. This is from Leroy. Leroy brought it in, and it's pretty funny. I hope you enjoy it. Here it is. Just a little bit of humor tonight. We'll critique and talk about this, and then we're all going to vote which one's the best one. And you can't vote for your own. Haha.
We've got room to put 2,700 people in our jail, and it costs us about $103 a day.
Gerald really doesn't have any hobbies.
Last year's tax rate was 0.4169. This year, we could take that down to 3,838.
So is he always like that?
Yeah, all the time.
Which means that the 3838 is probably going to go somewhere between 3838 and 41.69.
Most people.
Hey, we got
work at
interrupted.
the office.
Bliss
We got 3 light
Lemansky.
rail cars. You can put
Bliss Lemansky says the only ones raising hell are the ones involved in the insurrection because that's the next indictments. Please explain to me who has been charged with an insurrection. I'll wait while you look that up and find nobody, and then we'll be back to you
Come
in a
on,
second.
Bliss. We just wanted to watch.
Yeah, Bliss,
an
just
ad
shut
in
up, Bliss. We want to
peace.
watch this. Why don't you just put it in your cornhole and shut it?
60 people on each car. So even if you add 2 cars, you're talking about maybe 300 people that are affected. There are 1 million people in this community. I mean, that is 0.01 to the 8th power. If you round it off, it's 0.
All he wants to do is fix things.
So I got this 18-wheeler that's parked in this neighborhood, spewing fumes all over the place, but quite frankly, it's not a code violation. You know, I think I like helping around the house here.
Please reelect Gerald. Please.
We've got room.
It's pretty good. I mean, out of all campaign ads, I got to say that's pretty solid. Funny. She looks like Geraldine Ferraro. I don't know. I thought it was cute. If that's the way to get a vote, especially for county commissioner, it's not like it's for Senate or state legislature. It's okay to be a little bit funny. I think in my town or in Percival or wherever else it would be, that would be a great commercial. People would laugh. I think it's fantastic. It's a good commercial. It's shot very, very well. And she is a peach. Livia, your thoughts on the commercial?
I think it's hilarious. I think it's great. I like positive ads and funny ads as opposed to the negative ones. Always have.
So are we going to get the golden buzzer here, Amy?
We gotta see all of them
freaking love
first.
it. I remember seeing that one, and because I'm pretty sure this one took place when we were on lockdown, because he was
Right.
like spending time at home helping his wife, and I just thought that was so like, yes, the epitome of COVID. No, everyone's
Yeah.
too close for comfort. I remember like that. I remember that ad. It was just really. I love it. It's cute. Love it.
Yeah, it's all right. So far, I mean, that's clear winner, and it's Leroy's ad. So I'm just going to say that's the golden buzzer. That's the winner. I think it's. We don't need to watch anything else. So can we have a congratulations or something? Can you do something other than the Red Friday button over there? Punctuation. Thank you. Is this the one that goes on forever? Yes. Okay. That's right. It's good. A little bit of ooh and ah in there. A little bit of surprise. People are like, ooh. Congratulations. This is Olivia's, and Olivia knows I did a show on this, so that's not fair. This is I'll take things that never happened for 500.
Here's the thing. I don't
I
remember the show.
didn't even get to finish the title.
Sorry.
I'll take things that never happened for 500, Alex. Okay, Olivia, go ahead.
I don't remember the show.
I don't remember the show. Well, everyone should remember this show because I did a whole show on how stupid this was and how this lady, and this is done by Lincoln Project and all those who hate Trump. It's laughable. We're going to have to watch it twice because it's my favorite commercial that I hate. Here it is. And, since we've already gotten to the point of the golden ticket and Leroy's won, we need to have the one that sucks the worst, right? So let's pick the sucks the worst one. Here it is. I have a feeling this is going to win.
Hey, honey. Hey, Mommy. You asked me to wake you and tell you what happened in the election. Who won? Trump. Trump won.
But I thought you could only be president 2 times.
Not anymore.
I see dead
The Lincoln
people.
Project.
Yeah.
Everyone around you is dying.
Everyone around you is dying. I ran over your dog and your first grade teacher. Oh my gosh. Can it be any more cringe? But does that not just totally put the bow on what they've done over the last 7 years? I mean, when you call someone Hitler every single day, you're justified in whatever you do. You kind of have a responsibility, I would assume, especially in the political stage, that you have a mandate from the people to stop Hitler at all costs. Whether it's dirty dossiers or P-tapes or multiple freaking indictments or impeachments, whatever it takes to get him out. I mean, and if that doesn't work, then you could just have Hillary Clinton have him fall on some bullets or something, because she's pretty good at that from what I've heard. This commercial just literally sums up the liberal mindset. And please, excuse me, it was a liberal frickin' president who had 4 terms. It wasn't frickin' a Republican. Once again, you guys like to go ahead and project shit onto us, but we're not the one who put FDR in for frickin' 3.9 times. Thank you very much. This is ridiculous. Amy, your thoughts on this wonderful commercial?
I think, yes, totally ridiculous. I think we're also missing the big ridiculous point of no mother is waking up their child in the middle of the we're just not.
Well, unless it's sports, right? Because Olivia wakes up all the time. She's like, honey, yeah, I just wanted to let you know the Nuggets won the NBA championship. But Mom, I thought it was their first time. Not anymore, honey. Not anymore. Because they're gonna win. Everyone knows they're gonna win. But listen, one more time, just to make sure we got the full palette cleansing crap that this video is. Here it is.
Hey, honey. Mommy.
You asked me to wake you and tell you what happened in the election.
Who won?
It's not really important. However, Daddy left us again. He called up and just said, I really can't stand your shit, biatch, and I'm leaving. And I don't want that crybaby pussy kid either. Anyway.
Trump won.
Trump.
I thought you could only...
Trump won, honey. Trump. Sorry, you have to be a little boy still. You can't be a girl because Trump won.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
I'm gonna cry.
Why do you have a haircut like Hillary Clinton? You're a Clinton. I don't see guys getting Trump haircuts. It sounds a little cloney to me. Amy, you want to set us up for yours?
I mean, I think it speaks for itself. And there's a half-naked man in it. So I don't know if that's his wife or some random person who works for him. It's just very bizarre. The whole thing is just very bizarre.
Well, I'll tell you what. On the last commercial, I'm going to remake it this year, and we're going to do it. But we're going to wake up Ian Hayden, and we're going to say, Trump, Biden won, and the kids are going to be like, "Mother, boop, 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 son of a boop, you son of a boop, 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 boop." It's going to be great. This is Aquamange. Instead of Aquaman, it's Aquamange, because this guy's got some funky stuff going on. Listen, I've got a hairy chest. There's no doubt about it. But my Lord, this thing is. And what's up putting a hot chick in front of it, and then making sure she's completely clothed? It doesn't make much sense. I mean, should have put her in a bikini, because why does he get to be in a swimsuit and she's fully in a getup? But here it is.
You know what I want? A Minneapolis mayor that really represents the people.
$1 million is going to be spent to become the mayor of Minneapolis.
Okay, I've got some issues right away. First of all, he's not in swim trunks. Those are underwear. I am a guy, and I'm aware. Those are underwear. Those are no. Those that dude. First of all, that water must be cold, homeboy. I'm just saying, man. I mean, I'm just saying. A decent physique for an old guy, but dude, seriously, bro, you couldn't find yourself some swim trunks. You know what he said? Hey, we need to film a commercial, and the girl's like, well, what do we do? I don't know. Hey, I gotta need a pull over. And then walk down to the brook. The water probably smells like rotten ass. It's like, let's get in. She's like, this sounds good. Where did she go, by the way? Did she just disappear? Was she a genie? Was she just... okay, well, let's...
It's a $100,000 a year job. You're not the ones that are deciding who you vote for. The media and the money is.
Yes, these are all real ads, by the way. These are not fake. These are real ads. That's why we're showing them to you. Here you go.
I am cool with making $100,000 a year. I will not take money from the developers. I will not take money from the political angle. I will not even go to...
If I was him, I would grab my junk at this point. They can kiss my soggy wet underwear.
The strip clubs anymore. Wake the up.
You know, just the whole visual of having a black woman getting a white guy coffee just really screams out to me racial equality. Jeff Wagner. And you know what? Look at Jeff. Jeff's like tiny like here. Jeff Wagner. It's just for MPLS. Look at her check his ass out. He's going back in the water.
I'm Jeff Wagner. I approve this message.
Yeah, I'm sure he won. I'd vote for him. I would vote for him. Amy,
I think Biden needs to reenact that commercial.
It's so good. Amy, your thoughts on the commercial? What was it that made you go, wow? That man, I look buff in that picture. What made you go, wow?
I too noticed that he was not wearing swim trunks, and I thought it was very important that he is for the people, and clearly we need to put more money into this state, because if they're not even able to buy swim trunks, I think it's a problem. Also, they did plan this ad out because she had a full pot of coffee.
Right.
And she's on her, I don't know, it was just very awkward. The whole thing was so awkward. I'm like, this is great.
See, and that's when I'm like, you know, hey, you should meet my friend Matt Spear. He does video editing. He can help you, because the transitions were just like, this next ad is like high-end, high quality. Liv, your thoughts?
Can I interrupt you for just a quick second?
Yeah.
Are you having technical difficulties on purpose tonight? Just a question.
What are you talking about?
Because my name is now Matt and yours is now Olivia.
Well, sometimes things need to... Sometimes things...
I just figured you're doing it on purpose because you've been doing it the whole show.
Oh, that looks better. So we'll just keep it like that.
Between two thorns.
Thanks, Amy.
I was thinking of a dingleberry in between the legs of that guy's freaking underwear, but we'll call it this. There we go.
Oh my God.
There we go. I'm now the dingleberry. All right. So listen, did you have anything to say about her?
I thought it was funny when she sent it earlier. I was cracking up. I was cooking dinner. And I watched it. I was just laughing.
But not cooking pot pie.
No, I cooked hamburgers because we had 3 friends over for dinner tonight. So
But we had 3 friends over, in the sense, not our friends.
no, they were. Hayden had twin girls spend the night, and Ethan had one.
And twins.
And twins.
So all right. So this next video, this is listen. I will tell you, this might bring in a very close first place here. This is Dr. Mehmet Oz and the failed campaign who Donald Trump, just one of the 17 Donald Trump endorsed, that all lost and got their asses handed to them, and essentially didn't take the Senate back over or give us a big enough lead in the House to make an impact, and giving us a lame duck Senate and Congress. Mehmet Oz, the loser who could not beat Lurch. Fetterman. How do you Fetterman? Dinkelman.
Dinkelman.
He skis in his jeans. The guy's got like 12 fingers on his right hand. Dude, Fetterman. I mean, seriously, this was probably the most... Listen, I called this. Everyone's like, oh, Mehmet Oz will win. He's got panache. He's got... No, he's pro-abortion. He believes in children being transitioning. He hates the Second Amendment. And the guy sucked off the tit of Oprah for a long time. No.
He's not even a real doctor, is he?
I don't know what he is. He's something. Who cares? The point is, he's not a politician. He's not good for America. But this video is probably the most cringe video I have ever seen when it comes to a politician trying too hard. And this is even over Matekowitz or Matakevitz or whatever that Jakowski or whatever the guy is in Ohio who I've ripped apart like 27 times, Majewski, and his like, I'm in Afghanistan. I deployed 19 times. John J. Rambo. I saved him in the Bravo unit. And, I've got the Congressional Medal of Honor twice with the Combat Infantry Badge in the Navy. And
I fought the Predator in the jungle.
Right. I killed Predator. I was the guy I was the guy in the stump who cut himself with a machete. That's me. I'm Indian, by the way. I'm 1,024th more than Elizabeth Warren. All right. This is the Muhammad Oz video. This should win hands down. If this doesn't win, you people have no problem.
My father taught me how to handle my first gun. I taught my son
Does he teach you how to tuck in a t-shirt, you freaking dildo?
Oliver how to do the same. I've been shooting and hunting my whole life. So when people say
bullshit, line number one,
I won't support guns, they're dead wrong. Boom!
I'm gonna shoot them if they don't agree with me. It's so bad.
They're dead wrong. Boom!
And just in case you don't agree with me, I'm going to use my $10,000 clay pigeon shotgun that really says I'm a power to the people.
Yeah.
Other conservatives know that I'm strong on the Second Amendment. Ted Nugent, Rick Perry, President Trump. But our Second Amendment is not just about hunting. It's about our constitutional right to protect ourselves from intruders or an overly intrusive government.
Because when I'm a guy with a shotgun and there's a threat coming around the hill, I'm going to hand my weapon to Muhammad Oz. That's the guy I want protecting me. I'd be like, listen, dipshit, get fucking behind the truck because I'm not going to save your ass and take a round for you because you get in my line of sight. Just sit there and be quiet and interview a gopher or something.
So as your next U.S. Senator, I will fight for our constitutional rights.
Liv, your thoughts on that just glorious commercial from Dr. Muhammad Oz?
I'll just let Red Friday speak for me. Go for it.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Seriously, go ahead.
I've never liked him. I think it's a bullshit commercial. And I don't know. I was looking up to see if he was even American. He's a Turkish citizen, by the way. But
well, what does that have to do with anything?
I don't know.
What are you, a racist?
No.
You don't like turkey? What do we do for Thanksgiving now?
Well, Hayden won't eat turkey anymore. We eat ham.
Yeah.
Because she thinks she had the flu one year and thinks she got food poisoning from the turkey.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Food poisoning.
That's not. Okay, Amy, your thoughts. You've seen this before. You were on the show when we did this with Muhammad Oz. I mean, overall, is it still cringeworthy? Is it cringeworthy enough? Out of all the three, I would like to hear your vote. We already have the Golden Buzzer winner for the best commercial. Now we're doing the absolute dog shit commercial. Which one would you say it is?
Yeah, this might be the most cringeworthy. I think what did it for me, not only the really flimsy flannel he was wearing over his tucked in t-shirt, which I don't know. My dad dresses kind of questionable, but I don't think he would even do that. But the fact that he's getting out of his little gator and like the guy next to him hands him his weapon, like loaded and it's beautifully cleaned. And it's just like,
it's just so
come on,
fake.
if you're shooting skeet, like you're not like, you're going to have gunpowder on you. You're not going to be, you're not that clean. Sorry.
Yeah. And you're not going to use a $10,000 rig.
No.
I'm just saying, and even his action, you can tell he's never done it before. Anybody shoots skeet literally by turning their body all the way around. Yeah, man, you can move your feet and skeet. You understand that, right? It's okay. You don't have to literally do a 190-degree turn and follow it around so you shoot the guy who just handed you the shotgun. The guy's just got issues. He's never shot a gun in his life. This was the first time. Hence why he's looking down at the tailgate with the guy, listening to it, because the guy's telling him, all right, dude, this is an AR. We're not going to play with this right away. We're going to give you this shotgun. This is what you're going to get. You're going to get one round. We're going to rack it once, or we're going to put one in the pipe, or we're going to leave the next one empty so you don't kill anybody. Here's your basic training video. And I love how they show the shot of it exploding. I'm like, first of all,
yes,
shooting skeet is not the most challenging thing in the world. Well, unless you're Olivia. But everyone else pretty much can.
Oh, I sucked.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
It's not that easy.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, for you, who shot how many rounds downrange? Yeah, who's
500,000, but it doesn't
trained?
matter.
Yeah, no.
Whatever. I will admit I'm pretty decent at skeet. I'm not gonna lie. I love shooting trap. I love shooting skeet. I love a good shotgun. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't make me more manly because I fire a weapon. And this was just an obvious. I'm surprised he didn't literally go out and like have a bag full of babies and be like, I saved these from the abortion clinic, and then go ahead and grab a couple. Come on, kids, we're saving you from the trans clinic, and we're gonna take those prescription meds, and we're not gonna make sure we don't chemically castrate you. This guy was doing whatever he could to pretend to be super Republican, and he is the farthest thing from it. He deserved to lose. And honestly, I'll be transparent. I think that Fetterman was a better choice. I can't believe I'm saying it, but Mohammed Oz would be an empty suit. He would probably not show up to vote. He would never be there. This guy is worth millions. He has no reason to be there. Why he ran and how he ran, what dirt he had on Trump, I don't know. Seems like everybody else has got some. But this ad was complete trash. So you're giving this the big thumbs up?
Yeah, I think it's great. I will say we should put it to our listeners and viewers, and we should tell them, hit. I don't know what the emojis are.
Okay,
but
that's good. No, that's great. That's what we can do. All right, here we go. You're going to hit 2 for I'll take things that never happened for $500, Alex. You're going to hit the number 2 for this is your vote for the worst one. Let's go ahead and just play it real quick for the people who just came on late so you can see it. You got to listen to this one because it's a very emotional topic. That's all she's gonna do. I love how she's wearing a black dress. I'm in mourning. I just changed.
Yeah, I don't know any moms that
You
are
asked me to wake you and
dressed
tell
up
you
that
what
late at
happened in the
night.
election.
They're trying to hear so they can vote, Liv. Respect the
won.
process.
Trump won.
But I thought you could only be president 2 times.
Not anymore.
Oh, but mommy, what about your reproductive rights? What about your bodily autonomy? No. Then there's the Aquamange is going to be number 3. So you're going to type the number 3 if you want to vote for Aquamange as the worst video campaign.
You know what I
Let's
want?
see what we think.
A Minneapolis mayor that really represents the people.
Go get me some coffee, woman. All right, that's the Aquamange. And then, of course, last but not least is Dr. Mohammed Oz pretending to be a real man.
My father taught me how to handle my first gun. I taught my son Oliver how to do the same. I've been shooting.
This would be number
hunting my
4,
whole life.
folks. Number 4.
So when people say I won't support guns, they're dead wrong. Boom! Boom! Other conservatives know that I'm strong on the Second Amendment.
No, they don't. Nobody knows that. And guess what? It doesn't matter if you're strong on the Second Amendment because you didn't win, you jackass.
He's not wearing any ear protection.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. Yep, he was. He was wearing Dayglow orange ear protection. I saw him.
Oh.
But it doesn't matter. The point is that you're not going to do anything because you couldn't even beat a guy who had a stroke. I mean, seriously. 4, 3, 2. Liv, what do you think?
Oh, gosh.
You haven't been paying attention?
2, 4. No, I have. 4, got 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. I don't know. Let's see where we're at.
Give me a rough estimate. What do you think? What do you think it comes in at?
2, 3.
Nobody really cares. Okay, everyone's hitting
looks
2.
Like 2.
It's
Looks
2.
Like mine.
2. Seems like Olivia.
I'm the winner.
Olivia's the big winner. Pot pie with. God, that was loud.
That was really
my
good.
ears are bleeding. Ears are bleeding. Can you dial that one back, like posthumously, please, so it doesn't happen again? What? Literally ringing.
Oh, mother of pearl.
All right, Matt. Isn't there a saying? This, us, my guns. This is my weapon. This one is mine. La da da da. Yeah, but that's not a rifle. That's a shotgun. So you can call it a gun. See, people do that all the time. It's not a gun. It's a rifle. No, it's not. It's a shotgun. It's a gun. And a handgun is a gun or a pistol. A rifle is different. Bolt action, single action, semi-automatic, or fully automatic is can still be considered a machine gun, but it's a rifle. Okay, rifle. So that's not a rifle. That's a shotgun. Okay, great. Jim Jordan, folks. This is interesting. Now, obviously, we have heard the news on Donald Trump. We understand that he has officially been indicted. And I think a lot of people are not surprised because I told you this was coming, and this isn't the last one. They're going to keep doing this until they get him or until people abandon him. But Jim Jordan went off and decided, using a House of Representatives letterhead, to state his case and have a pretty powerful opinion on the overall indictment and the weaponization of the DOJ. Now, I apologize. I can't get much bigger than this because, well, genetics. But I'm going to read it to you. That's what she said. But I'm going to read it to you either way. The Honorable Merrick B. Garland. This is the once disgraced Supreme Court justice that didn't get in, and I'm so happy about it. It's when the Republicans decided to being pansies and said, you know what, you block every Supreme Court justice that we've put up, considering the first Hispanic Supreme Court federal judge since Ronald Reagan, we're done. And we're going to block yours now. And that's the way it works. And then we're going to go ahead and push through Brett Kavanaugh. And then we're going to push through quickly Amy Coney Barrett, and you guys aren't going to be able to do anything about it. Well, this is when the gloves came off from the Democrats even more so. Chuck Schumer sat up on the dais and said in front of the Senate that the consequences are going to be dire, that the gloves are coming off, and they certainly have. They have been going after Trump for 7 years now, and this is what he said too. Attorneys General. It's not attorney generals. There's not like 20 of them. It's attorneys general. He is the general of attorneys. And that's why he says, Dear Attorney General Garland. Should be attorneys general, by the way. Just want to let you know. I'm just saying, just to be, not that this guy deserves any respect, but do it anyway. The Biden Department of Justice is reportedly about to indict a former president and President Biden's chief rival in the upcoming presidential election, according to reports. And most people probably haven't heard this. This is just fresh off the tip.
I haven't heard this.
The department will indict President Donald Trump despite declining to indict former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton for her mishandling of classified information and failing to indict President Biden for his mishandling of classified information. The indictment creates, at minimum, a serious appearance of a double standard and a miscarriage of justice. As impression, and if you guys have any questions, please call it out. Okay, this is where I need Livia and Amy to add any context. Okay. An impression that is only strengthened by allegations that a Biden Justice Department lawyer inappropriately sought to pressure a Trump affiliated lawyer with the prospect of a judgeship. Additional information recently obtained by the committee about the department's execution of a search warrant on Trump's residence only reinforces our grave concerns that your reported actions are nothing more than politically motivated persecution. Prosecution. Persecution would have been better. But he said prosecution. Should be persecution. Just saying. Jim, if you need a writer, let me know. I can help you out. You're really, really a smart guy, but whoever wrote this for you, they need a little
ChatGPT.
Yeah, well, I saw your reference to Olivia, and man, that was the best ChatGPT I've ever seen. I even told her, did I say it, Liv?
Yes, you did.
I did. I told you she used ChatGPT. I'm like, that's ChatGPT.
No.
I appreciate it, though.
No, you didn't write that. Did you write that?
Yes.
Well, that's fantastic.
I used to write. Yeah, I used to write.
I've never seen anything so good. I was impressed. I'm like, this is so good.
I write.
It's gotta be.
I write impeccably. I speak horribly. I can write.
No, you don't speak horribly. You speak you speak perfectly. I was just teasing, but wow, that's amazing. When you said ChatGPT, I'm like, oh yeah, you use it. It's not that I was undercutting you. You're an extremely smart lady.
Were you just shocked that anyone would say that many nice things about me?
That was really what it came down to.
I figured.
Well, we can talk about that another time. I didn't know what to write, so I just kind of like went off on a tangent.
Yeah, you did good.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, you crushed it. It was beautiful. All right, I don't know why this is one of the things I need to figure out. Where's the largest? Okay, there it is. All right, I will figure out how to do this in a different setting to open up a little bit bigger. But anyway, okay. On June 7th, 2023, days before the reported indictment of former President Trump, the committee conducted a transcribed interview of Stephen D. Antuano. Mr. D. Antuano served as the former assistant director in charge of FBI's Washington field office, the WFO, and one of the most senior FBI officials in charge of exfoliating the unprecedented raid of President Trump's residence at Mar-a-Lago. Essentially putting into motion is the word. During his testimony, he expressed strong concerns with the department's pursuit of the raid and noted several unusual features in the department's handling of the case. Dr. Antuano, who had over 2 decades of FBI experience, noted the frustration that the FBI was going to be left holding the bag again with respect to the search of President Trump's residence. The Honorable Merrick Garland continued. During his transcribed interview, Dr. Antuano detailed how he disagreed with the Justice Department's approach to the raid and described several abnormalities about the department's actions in pursuing the investigation into President Trump. The Miami field office did not conduct the search. Number one, Antuano testified that FBI headquarters made the decision to assign the execution of the search warrant to the Washington field office, despite the location of the search occurring in the territory of the FBI's Miami field office. Antuano stated that he had absolutely no idea why this decision was made and questioned why the Miami field office was not taking the lead on this matter. Antuano stated that the FBI learned a lot of stuff from the Crossfire Hurricane investigation, notably that the FBI headquarters does not work the investigation and is supposed to in the field offices working the investigations. He indicated that his concern is that the DOJ was not following the same principles. In fact, as recently as May 23, in response to the report of Special Counsel Durham, the FBI asserted that investigations should be run out of the field office and not from Washington, D.C. Number two, the department did not assign a U.S. Attorney's Office to the matter. According to Mr. D. Antuano, it was unusual to not have a U.S. attorney assigned to investigate the matter, especially a matter of this magnitude. He explained that he didn't understand why there wasn't a U.S. attorney assigned and raised this concern a lot with the department officials because this was out of the ordinary. He indicated that he never got a good answer and was told that the National Security Division would be handling this matter with Jay Bratt, who led the department's counterintelligence division as the lead prosecutor of the case. Mr. Bratt is the same department lawyer who allegedly improperly pressured a lawyer representing the employee, President Trump. Again, he noted his concern regarding lessons learned from Crossfire Hurricane that the Justice Department was not following the principles that headquarters does not work the investigation. The FBI did not seek consent to effectuate the search. Antuano recounted a meeting between FBI and department officials during which the department assertively pushed for the FBI to promptly execute the search warrant. Based upon his over 20-year tenure at the FBI, Antuano testified that he believed that the FBI, continued, prior to resorting to a search warrant, should have sought consent to search the premises. He testified that this outcome would have been the best thing for all parties involved, for the FBI, the former President Trump, and for the country. Antuano indicated a belief that either you or Director Christopher Wray made the decision to seek a search warrant, despite opposition for the line agents working on this case in the WFO. Following that meeting, Dr. Antuano described how Justice Department counterintelligence official George Toscas, who was reportedly worked on the Crossfire Hurricane and Clinton email investigations, told him that FBI agents were ready to execute the warrant. Dr. Antuano pushed back on the department for trying to unilaterally allocate FBI resources. The FBI refused, number 4, to wait for President Trump's attorney to be present before executing the search. Dr. Antuano testified that the FBI sought to exclude President Trump's attorney from the search, a move with which Dr. Antuano disagreed. Mr. D. Antuano believed, it's not Dr. Antuano, I'm sorry, D. Antuano, believed that the FBI should have worked with the attorney to get consent to search the residence prior to seeking a warrant for the search. I don't know why I keep calling him doctor. It looks like a D. Antuano. We're just going to call this guy Ant-Man. Antuano believes that there was a good likelihood that they could have gotten consent. Now, here's the summation. The committee previously requested information and documents related to the FBI's raid of President Trump's home, which the department has refused to provide. In light of this testimony and the department's failure to respond to our previous oversight request, we write to renew the supplement our request for documents necessary for our oversight. Specifically, we ask that you produce the following information. All documents and communications referring to or relating to the meetings between FBI and Justice Department officials prior to the execution of the search warrant on President Trump's private residence. Number 2, all documents and communiques referring to or relating to the execution of a search warrant on President Trump's private residence, including those sent or received by following FBI and Justice Department officials, Paul Abate and Matthew Olson. Last page. Jay Bratt, George Toscas, and Stephen D. Antuano. All documents and communications between or among Washington field office agents and employees of the U.S. Secret Service about a potential search for President Trump's residence. Please provide the information as soon as possible, but no later than 5 p.m. on June 16th, 2023. The Committee of the Judiciary has jurisdiction to oversee the activities of the Department of Justice and Federal Bureau of Investigation pursuant to Rule 10 of the Rules of the House of Representatives. If you have any questions by request, please have your staff contact me at 202-225-6906. Representative Jim Jordan. What does all that mean? And why is it important? Well, there's a couple things.
It sounds like a motion to compel to me, but I don't know.
Well, what it's demonstrating is if you put the buck to stop with Wray and Garland, you're not leaving the Washington field office and the chain of command to make decisions based upon their investigation. The reason why you have the local field office of the FBI or whatever agency to do this investigation is for accountability purposes, and they are to report the findings. If you send only the people who respond to you with no oversight to go on a fact-finding mission or to do your dirty work, then the FBI becomes an arm of the Department of Justice and becomes an arm of the president and becomes a political mouthpiece for supposed justice in the United States. And there's checks and balances to things. And to have Washington lead this investigation when specifically these allegations were being presented by Washington, they were being brought forth by Washington, they were already caught doing things that were completely against the law with Crossfire Hurricane and the dirty dossier and making up lies about Russian collusion and wiretaps. So there had to be some autonomy from the Washington field office. So when we find out now, and Jim Jordan is aware of this, that it was conducted by Wray and Garland on their word and things were not handled properly, even though other investigations were handled in a certain way, this specifically wasn't. And the answer, and really the question is why? Why handle it in a vacuum with only a very select few people knowing without giving this to the people in Florida who should be taking care of it? And him being a president has nothing to do with it. It's the Florida's field office's responsibility. Questions, comments, concerns?
This is hypocrisy at its finest. I mean,
right.
This is just a bunch of crap. It's the fact that the day President Trump was elected in 2016, they're like, his first day in, we're going to impeach him. Well, for what? I mean, he just got elected president. He hasn't even done anything because he's not even in office yet. I mean, I wish people could just follow the breadcrumbs and show that this really is a witch hunt. It really is. That's all it is. And the real question is, why? Why are they so threatened by Trump that they're willing to do anything so he doesn't become president again? What does he know that they don't want the rest of the world to know?
Yeah, go ahead, Amy.
I'm not an attorney, and I only pretend to play one in my spare time. I'm not an attorney at all, but I've done enough legal research to understand the process. Am I blurry? This letter, I'm sorry. It's now that I'm big, I look blurry. But
you're not blurry. You look fantastic. I was just going to say that. Go ahead.
This letter, to me, as a layperson who does not have any background, I don't have a law degree. It sounds completely like a stretch, like they're grasping at straws. Like this letter does not sound to me like they're asking for more information that has to be basically like judged on by a judge. Like they they don't want to give the information. You don't always have to, and they're asking it to be basically court ordered from what my understanding is, which is simple
Yeah.
thing you file
Yeah.
in the court. I don't know. It doesn't sound
Hold on,
that
I'm fixing
exciting.
this real quick. There's a couple things to this, and I'm sorry, I've got to fix this while we talk. The first thing that you make a good point that a lot of people don't know is, Amy, do you know what the charges are specifically?
No, they weren't even mentioned in this. It sounded, like I said, it sounded like a motion to compel. Like they've asked for information, like in interrogatories or something along those lines, and where you have to provide documentation or whatever to back up what you're saying. And it sounds like they're asking for additional information or information that wasn't provided. It doesn't sound like, it sounds like they're trying to make new accusations along with asking for information, which doesn't hold up in court.
It's not just that. Here's the whole thing, and I'm going to put this to bed. I could sit here and pretend that and pick this apart and talk about Hillary Clinton and her files, which we can. We can talk about Bill Clinton and the sock drawer, which some people may remember, some people don't, but I'm going to go over it with you tonight. We can talk about Barack Obama. We can talk about Joe Biden. We can talk about Mike Pence. We can talk about how Biden had absolutely no right for these documents as VP and senator, and nobody's saying anything about that. We can pretend all of it, but this is not a criminal case. Once again, this is a civil case. Right. This is not a criminal. There are no criminal charges being brought against him. Yes, he was arrested because it's civilly going to be handled. This doesn't have a penalty, what they're going after. They just indicted him on anything that sounded good. And because that's what an indictment is, it's throwing spaghetti at the wall to see if it sticks. Half of this shit's going to get thrown out. These aren't the charges that are going to be put against him. This is what they put down. This is just like when I was arrested 9 months ago, which has been expunged and completely clear. They put down things that had nothing to do with what happened to me. Nothing. And it was thrown out because they're like, there are no charges lenient enough that we can put on this guy for anything that he did, because everything he did was within the confines of the law. He didn't break the law.
Right.
He gave his kid a spanking. And you decided, because you don't agree with that, to go ahead and punish him. We're a commonwealth here. Corporal punishment is legal, and it was not excessive in any way, shape, or form. And you wrote these 12 pages of lies about this guy, and then you were all subsequently fired, which they were. Liv?
Yes, they were.
All of them. All the CPS got cleaned out. The investigators, the head supervisor, the interim supervisor, all gone. This is the same type of thing. So you can charge whatever you want, but once it gets to court, the judge is going to be like, dude, so we understand that a grand jury, but people are like, well, it's a jury of his peers. No, it's not. A grand jury only listens to the exculpatory evidence against. There is no defense here. That's why an indictment doesn't matter, because there hasn't been a trial yet. This is a civil matter at this point. Maureen, you came in. I'm going to go ahead and get you a window. Want to hear what your thoughts are. Go ahead. Uh-oh. Maureen, call right back in. Your audio went out. Call right back. Call back. Call back. Call back. Okay. She's going to call right back, and then that'll give me a chance to get the window. Olivia, did you have something?
Yeah. No, I mean, I think I said it all before, that I just think it's very hypocritical.
Can I just put, sorry, I mean, I'm sorry, I thought you were done. Go ahead.
No, go. I'm fixing the window.
No, I was just want to say, can we pause for 1 second? Because Charity was saying she likes my hat, and I was going to say, if you go to the dump store, you can get yourself one too.
Oh yeah, why don't you tell her how you can do that, Amy, and I'll put your thingamabob on. There it is, Amy.
See?
How did she do it? There it is. There's the hat. She goes to thedumbshow.com.
Dumbshow.com, and you can get yourself one.
Yep, and I think it's MWFA is what it is. Make women female again. That's what it is on the site. Go take a look. Maureen, I think we can hear you now. Go ahead and give me a holler. Can you? You're on mute, kiddo. You don't have any sound. I don't know why you're on mute. Hold on. Maureen, is your audio working? Because it's not working. We can't hear you. It was working last night. Check to see if when you logged in you picked audio. Can she hear me? Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Everyone shake your head. No. Can't hear you. No. No, we can't hear you. No. Can't hear you.
Do you have your speakers or your microphone on mute?
Text Maureen for me. Text her in chat. Let's try to get this to work. We'll bounce and we'll come back. Maureen.
She looks so frustrated.
Maureen, call back when it's working. I don't want to tell you. I gotta kick you out. I love you. I love you. Call back. Get it to work. Reset your computer. Do something. I don't know. Okay. So ultimately, this whole thing at this point, there, Maureen, call back again. And she's gone. Okay. All right. So this whole thing is a civil case. I've got the entire indictment here. I want to do us a solid. I want to show you Jack Smith and what he had to say. He is the special counsel that's been assigned to this. Special being, hold on, Maureen's coming back. Maureen, can you hear us? Hello, test. Nope, can't hear you, Maureen. It's not working.
Oh,
let me see if I can get her in one more time. Let me see if I can do this. All right, watch. It's not me. Maureen, can you hear me? Test, 1, 2, 3. She can't hear us. Can't hear us. It's not me.
She can hear
man.
us. We can't hear her.
I've got everything turned up. It's working. Liv, call the show, will you?
All right.
Maureen, Olivia's going to test it out. Hold on.
Actually, I'm going to have Hayden do it because...
Liv, just call the show, please.
Okay.
Okay, Olivia's going to call the show. Maureen, 1 second. All right, let's try this real quick. Just dial in. Matt used sign language. I only know one. Okay, you calling in?
Oh, we're not doing the phone. We're doing the actual...
Oh, God, how many times I have to tell you? How many times?
Oh, my goodness.
How many?
While we're waiting, I'll just update you on a non-related issue.
Yeah. Can we hear Red Friday real quick while Olivia's waiting? Go ahead. Yes, tell us.
Non-related issue to what we're talking about, but I did find out today that everything that happened yesterday just completely blown out of proportion. They didn't find anything. Oh, okay.
I had a feeling.
Yeah.
I had a feeling.
So, yeah, I talked to one of the deputies I know today and got the inside, and they said it was someone thought it was an active shooter. They thought they heard gunshots, and I guess nothing was ever founded of that. So
yeah, people are in a heightened sense of alert, and it makes sense. All right, Liv, are you going to do this?
Yes, I couldn't find the link. I don't have it saved.
Okay, so now you do. So just call it in. Call it in. Call it in. All right, here it is. You calling now?
Yeah,
here it is. Olivia.
Yes.
Can everybody hear? Hold on, you got to pull away. Get off speaker, honey.
I can't get.
Put it up to your mouth.
Okay.
Say something.
Test. Can you hear me?
Can anyone hear her?
No.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me bring her in. Maybe that's it. We got to figure this out, folks, because we want to get people in here. Hold on. Everyone likes a good ambulance crash. Liv.
Yes.
Okay, stand up and go outside, please.
Yeah, I figured.
Okay. Here, just do it right there. Just put your hand on the phone and say something.
Hello, can anyone hear me?
Yeah, it works fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, love you, bye. All right, so Maureen, it's you. Oh, I just booted Amy. It's one of those nights. Amy, call back. Hurry up, call back. All right, we're gonna get Amy back here. She's gonna be like, I'm just leaving this show. This show's ridiculous. I'm going on Tim Pool's podcast. All right, the Jack Smith video. There's an echo. There is an echo because she was on the phone and it's
I was in the room.
That's totally normal. No, I know it's gonna echo. It's okay, y'all. We're just testing to see if the mic work. We know it's gonna echo. Okay. All right. Okay, Amy. Sorry about that. I got a little itchy trigger finger on the old button. Here is Jack Smith and his 1 minute. I will give him this. I think he was straightforward. I think he was honest. I think he was direct. A lot of people think that he is a shill for the left. I'm not going to defend him, but understand a grand jury, once it's convened, he's following orders. He has nothing to do with the grand jury. He goes off the grand jury's recommendation, and then he presents a case. He feels he has a strong case as a prosecutor, but I want you to listen to what he says, and I want you to try not to be biased here and just understand what could he possibly say that would make you go, all right, he's straight up, right? And I don't think there's anything. Nobody liked Kenneth Starr, who was a Democrat, and nobody liked Paul Mueller, who was a Republican. That's the way it works. Bill Mueller. The Mueller investigation. I think it was Bill. Who gives a shit? The point is, you understand who I'm talking about.
Yes.
And nobody likes him. But I want you to stop, and I just want you to listen. Now, you might go, oh, I hate him. He's a horrible human being. Yeah, of course. But I wasn't. Here's a couple things that I'll say. One is it lasted 1 minute, which impressed the shit out of me because he's not looking for attention. He went out there, he stated his case, and he also said innocent until proven guilty. And anybody who says that gets my vote as the right person, at least to ensure that hopefully he believes in what he's saying. Well, listen to this.
Those in my office are among the most talented and experienced in the Department of Justice. They have investigated this case hewing to the highest ethical standards, and they will continue to do so as this case proceeds. It's very important for me to note that the defendants in this case must be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt in a court of law. To that end, my office will seek a speedy trial in this matter, consistent with the public interest and the rights of the accused. We very much look forward to presenting our case to a jury of citizens in the Southern District of Florida. In conclusion, I would like to thank the dedicated public servants of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, with whom my office is conducting this investigation and who work tirelessly every day upholding the rule of law in our country. I'm deeply proud to stand shoulder to shoulder with them. Thank you very much.
Okay, so let's go ahead and discuss a couple things. Bryn is out there firing off at 100 miles an hour, which is fine. If he just gave back the documents during the many times he was asked, he wouldn't be here now. Well, you need to understand something. The NARA, the National Reconnaissance, the National Archives and Records Act, and the administration are responsible for collecting documents. But a lot of presidents keep personal documents, as we saw from Joe Biden, as we saw from Barack Obama, as we know from the sock drawer incident with Bill Clinton, which we're going to go over in a minute. Nobody cared about that shit.
Right.
Nobody. Okay? So if you're going to sit here and say they knew about it in February of 2020, they knew it in 2021, they already had been there and served a warrant. We had covered this. We have the list of documents. You see all those boxes that they're showing in all these pictures? The hundreds of boxes. Do you understand that none of those have confidential information in them? Do you understand that those photographs are simply the photographs that they took there? And they openly admitted, we checked the inventory report. Amy was on with us. So was Leroy. We walked through it. Most of that is photographs. Most of that are newspaper clippings. Most of that are scrapbooks. Most of that are swag from golf tournaments and coasters and crap like that. A lot of it has nothing to do with what you're saying. Now, some people are saying, like we've heard before, about nuclear material and comments about Iran and everything. Okay, fine. We're going to go through the indictment. We're going to look at that. But just because that indictment is there, it doesn't mean that that's been proven. It doesn't mean that that's true. The next thing Bryn says is, Matt, this is the DOJ, totally different comparing yourself to Trump's case. No, it's not. Charges are charges. When you are falsely accused of something, and you are having charges thrown at you, and then you get to discovery or you get to your arraignment, and the judge says, why is this person being charged with this? And specifically says that in court, then you have to understand the same thing happened with the jurors who came back with E. Jean Carroll that said, no, this is not rape. We're calling this sexual assault. There's enough evidence there to believe that something did happen. But that's a civil case. The ability to prove or disprove beyond a reasonable doubt does not exist in a civil case. You understand that. All it has to be is the implication of that. So what you're doing is comparing apples and oranges, not me. I'm telling you that when you falsely charge somebody and then that is absolutely thrown out in the arraignment process, or the charges are brought down because of that, this may not go to trial. This is a grand jury. This is somebody like CPS coming in and executing the law based upon only hearing one side of the story. It is exactly like this. So before you make a comment, and with respect, because I hopefully you're being respectful, you would actually know about my case before saying anything about it, because what you failed to do was ask any qualifying questions. You made a blanket statement that says they're nothing alike. Sure, they're nothing alike. One has to do with the Espionage Act, and one has to do with supposedly being abusive to my children. You're right from a crime standpoint, but from a due process standpoint, they're very much alike, because both of these things didn't happen. They were not criminal. They were not civil in my case. The next comment you make is, "Oh my God, you sound ridiculous" to Amy. Amy's one of the most level-headed people. I wish I knew what you said. She says, "Why do you sound ridiculous?" Amy, you're insinuating that he is dead because he spoke out against a Democrat. You were like, so silly.
They're talking about a Breaking Bad actor who passed away a few days ago.
I'm only answering questions, Matt. I have been quiet for many, many months. Is it okay that I'm speaking tonight, or as you say, firing off? Well, are you in the? Brian? Okay, Bryn, have you been in the military? Do you understand firing off isn't? It's shots fired, right? You're letting yourself be known. You're popping flares. You're popping smoke. I'm not in. Listen, if you're going to be sensitive, and that's what I'm assuming you're doing, you should stop, because that's not what I'm saying. I know all about your case. I've been listening to you for a very long time. Well, if you know all about my case, well, then you wouldn't say that it's not comparable. Because when you are charged by an individual agency or a grand jury, that is not a standard case. You understand that there's no defense representative there. It's only the prosecuting information that they have to see if it actually can be an indictment, and they can put formal charges against Donald Trump. No defense has been heard. It's not a sign of guilt. You understand that. So I don't understand how it is any different. So you understand the law is the law, is that justice is supposed to be blind, and you practically apply the law no matter who's in front of you. Otherwise, Hillary Clinton would be in jail, wouldn't you think? Because 33,000 secret documents, if you print all those out from an email, are a hell of a lot more than Joe Biden, Obama, Clinton, Donald Trump, and anyone else combined. And she's free. Why? Because what? There was no criminal intent. Mm-hmm. So if I go run over somebody with a car, I'm not going to be held culpable. I'm going to say, "Oh, I didn't mean to. I didn't know that was illegal." See, that's not the way it works.
Can't Donald Trump use that? There was no criminal intent.
No, because there was no criminality to what he did.
Exactly.
The only thing that he did that was considered criminal was ignoring a warrant and ignoring a formal request from the NARA. And he's going to have to deal with that. But that's not a criminal charge. That's going to be a civil charge.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. This is a complete dog and pony show. And anyone, I mean, you guys are worse.
Distraction for what's really going on.
You're worse than the people who wanted to go after Clinton. You're just hoping and praying for something. And this is ridiculous. The E. Jean Carroll thing went completely to trash. The Bragg thing is going to go to trash. And this is going to go to trash. Indictments are not criminal charges, folks. This is ridiculous. They just are saying we have enough evidence to move forward. This is going to be a civil matter. This isn't going to be a criminal matter. He's not going to prison. He's not going to jail for the rest of his life. You notice they didn't charge him with treason. Let's get into it. We watched the video. I want to do a very high level of the documents, just so you understand. These are the general allegations of this, and a lot of people haven't seen this either in its entirety. And I'm sorry, it's smaller than, there's not much you can do. If you have a phone, it's going to be fine. It's 49 pages. 49 pages with 34 different charges. 49 different charges. And Bryn, I'm not upset. I just don't like people going after Amy. So Amy's had a real tough go of it the last couple months. Mm-hmm. So with respect, I would back off Amy. That's all I'm saying. Just leave Amy alone. She's fine. She can
Amy
handle
alone.
herself. Over the course of his presidency, Trump gathered newspapers, press clippings, letters, notes, cards, photographs, official documents, and other materials in cardboard boxes that he kept in the White House, among materials. There you go. I just told you that. Did you notice how they said newspapers, press clippings, letters, notes, cards? That's not in alphabetical order. Photographs, official documents, and other materials in cardboard boxes.
Why are newspaper and magazine articles even in there? Because last I heard, they're not confidential.
No, that's not. The point is that all that stuff was collected, right? We're talking, they said tens of thousands of photos in newspapers. Tens of thousands. And this is all for his personal use and memoirs, okay? I'm not saying that he doesn't have documents. All of them do, it sounds like. And as a retired former intelligence official, I find it abhorrent, and I think Trump should be held accountable. That's no problem with me. Absolutely, Trump should be held accountable for this. Slap him on the wrist, do what you're going to do. He's, in my opinion, time's already served after the frickin' raid in his house and personal property and the shit that's been going on. But if you want to go ahead and charge him. But you better go get Biden, you better get Clinton, you better get Obama, you better get Ford, you better get Nixon, you better get everyone else who had documents too. Hell, in Obama's book, he actually cites these confidential sources. The classified documents Trump stored in boxes included information regarding defense and weapon capabilities of both the United States and foreign countries, United States nuclear programs, potential vulnerabilities of the United States and its allies to military attack, and plans for possible retaliation or response to a foreign attack. The unauthorized disclosure of these classified documents could put at risk national security of the United States, foreign relations, and safety of the United States military and human sources, and the continued visibility of sensitive intelligence collection methods. All of that's true. It could do all of those things, absolutely, and those are provisions. But you don't know what's there. You have no idea what's there. Because the way that intelligence works is that you will have certain pieces of intelligence that are attached to other lesser known things. For instance, there could be a quote in there from Iran that he wanted to use for a memoir that happened to be a part of this file. It could be something that was actually done from Ukraine, that he has evidence that was given to him by Zelensky that has to do with Burisma or Joe Biden or has to do something else. We don't know. But the point is that the president of the United States can declare documents personal, and I will show you that in a second. Trump ceased to be president on January 20th, 2021. As he departed the White House, Trump caused scores of boxes, many of which contain classified documents. Yeah, Donald Trump loaded up a U-Haul with all these boxes, right? Sure. Yeah, Donald Trump was out there slinging. You saw him out there, didn't you? With Melania, they were packing up stuff with tape, and they were marking it with Sharpies.
$10,000 suit.
Yeah, his $10,000 suit, and he was just carrying boxes out of the White House. We all saw that. Amy, you saw those photos, right?
He's opening up a new moving service. He'll personally come and pack your house and load it to the truck and unpack it for you.
It's called Trump Huge. Huge packing service. Trump Brothers. Yeah.
Huge.
Many of which contain classified documents to be many. We counted 17 that were TS or SCI compartmentalized. Many. The Mar-a-Lago was an active social club where he hosted events. Was not authorized location for storage, but Joe Biden's garage is, huh? Remember, we went through the inventory of the 150 some odd documents that they accused of. Only 17 of those were TSI or SCI, and some of those were causation folders. We don't know what it was. We have no idea. On 2 occasions in 2021, Trump showed classified documents to others as follows. July 21, Trump National Golf Club in Bedminster, New Jersey, during an audio recording meeting with a writer and publisher and 2 members of his staff, none of whom possessed a security clearance, Trump showed and described a plan of attack that Trump said was prepared for him by the Department of Defense and a senior military official. Trump told the individuals that the plan was highly confidential and secret. Okay. Highly confidential and secret are not top secret and SCI. There is a very big difference. I know that sounds scary to all of you, but let me tell you what is considered highly confidential and secret. Anything with a .gov address is considered highly confidential. Anything that runs through a system that connects to a SCIF or is on a mass mailing list of people who have clearance is highly confidential. Secret is right above highly confidential. Cooks have secret clearances. Top secret and SCI is where the rubber meets the road, folks. August 21st at the Bedminster Club, Trump showed, okay, same situation. Trump showed a representative of his political action committee who did not possess a security clearance, a classified map related to military operation, and told the representative that he should not be showing it to the representative and that the representative should not get too close. Okay. That's wrong. It's 100% wrong. I agree. Those two things, if that's what he did, he should be held accountable for that. Okay? Do you know what happens to him? Do you know what happens in that situation? Nothing. Not a damn thing. Presidents throughout history.
What? Sorry.
Can you put it down?
Yes.
Olivia has a problem.
I have to fiddle
She
with
has to
something.
rip things apart and destroy them on the show. And it literally, I told you this was going to be tough. Do you have questions? Does anyone have a question?
No.
Okay. Well, then this is where you need to have a question because I'm sorry you're bored, but
I'm not bored. I have to fidget.
I know,
That's what I do.
but can you fidget something that doesn't make any noise? Like flick your teeth or something with your tongue. On March, the Federal Bureau of Investigation opened a criminal investigation into the unlawful retention of classified documents at the Mar-a-Lago Club. The retention of classified documents, among many other things, Trump said the following, suggesting that his attorney falsely represent the FBI and grand jury, that Trump did not have documents called for by the grand jury subpoenas, directing defendant Walty Nada to move boxes and documents, conceal them from Trump's attorney, the FBI, and the grand jury, suggesting that his attorney hid or destroyed documents called for by the grand jury subpoena, providing to the FBI, the grand jury, just some of the documents called for by the grand jury subpoena, while claiming that he was cooperating fully, and causing a certification to be submitted to the FBI and grand jury, falsely representing that all documents called for by the grand jury subpoena had been produced, while knowing that, in fact, not all such documents had been produced. Here's the thing. I've heard all of this before. And the one thing I want to know is a grand jury is supposed to be sealed. It is supposed to be 100% confidential. Who is leaking this information to the press? That's what I want to know. I want to know who keeps leaking confidential grand jury sealed indictments to the press. Does anyone want to go ahead and answer that? Nearly 1 year after Trump left office and after months of demands, the National Archives and Records Administration for Trump to provide all missing presidential records. We've heard all this.
I think we have a Qer in the audience tonight.
What?
He's talking about slave masters or masters.
Vernon?
On the
Vernon's
bills.
not a Qer.
Okay, I was just like, what the
Vernon's
heck?
harmless. Just leave Vernon
Okay.
Jenkins alone. He's
Okay.
harmless. Just let him spam his stuff. Trump's co-conspirator. They've named co-conspirators in this at the Mar-a-Lago Club. Okay, so here's the classified information. This is what I'm going to give you because I can walk you through this. If Leo was here, he could too. National security information was information owned or produced by the United States government pursuant to Executive Order 12958. Top secret, secret, or confidential as follows. Information was classified as top secret, secret, or confidential, which we went over through the show.
Right. Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
So everything up until this point has not been top secret or confidential or classified, correct?
Say it again.
What they're all the things, their bullet points. I don't know what number we're on. I'm sorry, I lost track. But
it's okay. Go ahead.
What they're
I'm listening.
What they're naming up into that particular number where it says classified, top secret, whatever it is. Everything else is not. What is that? Am I understanding?
No, what they're
that
doing
correctly?
is that they're explaining everything up to TSI or no foreign or TS. So what they're saying is essentially anything below no foreign, which is not released to a foreign nationals, or anything that is SCI or TS, top secret or compartmentalized information, essentially is everything is below that is what they're going to mention. And then anything above that is going to be non-specific. SAPs are like special access programs. You're not going to hear a lot of detail about this, but they're trying to explain to you what they're going to be talking about right now. Okay? It's the same thing we went through on the inventory list.
Right, and that's my point. It's not illegal for him to have the majority of the things that they're naming in this document.
That's right.
Anyway.
The 17 documents that we talked about out of the 150 that are all either classified, highly confidential, secret, top secret, or SCI, the 17 documents is what they're up in arms about. That's essentially what this in full indictment is going to be about. And honestly, he shouldn't have those. I've said it a million times. Trump cannot declassify documents on a whim. It's not the way that works. Even if he writes a formal letter, it has to go through the DOD and it has to go through the DOJ and it has to be redacted for secure information. He broke policy, period. He broke it. And he played hardball. And he's like, I'm the president. Fuck that. Sandbag him. Obama's got documents. Clinton's got documents. Biden's got documents. Hillary Clinton got away with it. But that doesn't matter. He broke protocol for classified information up to TSI and SCI coded information. He can show secret to anyone he wants. He can show confidential to anyone he wants. He can show classified to anyone he wants. What he cannot do is take TS and SCI material and declassify it on a whim and show it to people. That's breaking the law. But this is the president of the United States. This is a slap on the wrist. That's the whole thing. And everyone's going to freak out and blah, blah, blah. And it does sound like he did obstruct justice. He did. He did. He's right. Bryn is right, or she is right. I don't know, Bryn, she is right, that all he had to do was hand this over and nothing would have happened. He didn't. He decided to play chicken and he blinked. And now he's going to have to be, but it doesn't mean that he's going to go to jail for this. And it doesn't mean he's going to lose his clearance and he's not going to run for president. And it doesn't mean this is treason or seditious conspiracy or espionage. It's ridiculous. The FBI knew what was in his house, knew what was at Mar-a-Lago. So this is actually just going down and listing Trump's public statements on classified information. This is some of the pictures that they're showing of all the boxes that are in the gold and white briefing room that are newspaper. See, but they're making it appear. Now, if you have to make it appear like this is a treasure trove of information, then your case is nothing.
It's just a dog and pony show. They're just
Well, listen to this.
anything to keep him in the news to make him look bad.
Right. In March, Trump's boxes from the white and gold ballroom in the Mar-a-Lago club. Trump employee number 2 said, we can definitely make it work if we move his papers into the lake room. Trump employee 1, there is still a little room in the shower room where his other stuff is. It's only his papers he cares about. There's some other stuff in there that are not papers that could go to storage, or does he want everything in there on property? Good night, buddy. Yeah, just, we love you. We love you, buddy.
Buddy, bye.
Yes, anything that's not on the Beautiful Mind paper boxes can definitely go to storage. We want to take a look at the space and start moving tomorrow a.m. Now, remember, this was on April 5th, 2021. This was right around my birthday. Remember this. Here's a comment. Trump's boxes could be moved out of the business center to make room for staff for it to use an office. Trump 2 replied, wow, okay. So POTUS specifically asked Walt for those boxes to be in the business center because they are his papers. Later that day, Trump employee 1 and Trump employee 2 exchanged the following text messages. Who cares? It shows right there that Trump had no involvement in moving of boxes. In May, directed at a storage room on the ground floor of the Mar-a-Lago Club, the storage room he cleaned out so that it could be used to store his boxes. The hallway leading to the storage room could be reached from multiple outside entrances, including one accessible from the Mar-a-Lago Club pool patio. Trump's boxes that were in the lake room were moved to the storage room. After the move, there were more than 80 boxes in the storage room as depicted in the photographs below. But folks, 150 documents are what they're claiming.
Mm-hmm.
This is ridiculous. There's hundreds of boxes here. Several of Trump's boxes had fallen and their contents spilled onto the floor storage room, including a document marked secret REL. Yeah, it was a folder. We saw this. These are the folders. These just supposedly fell like this, really? But there's only 156 documents. So now what you're saying is in this picture alone, there's 100 some odd documents.
Right.
This is insanity. This is just stupid. Yes, Trump broke the law when it comes to handling of classified material. He did. But you're talking about something that is considered jaywalking or a parking ticket. This isn't felony murder, folks. This is something that every president has done. I have told you how this works. The chain of custody, SCI material leaves SCIFs all the time. Daily briefings are done on Air Force One. They're done in Japan. They're done on military bases. They travel with them across the country. They're done at Camp David. They're done when he is in the hospital or he has to actually do his physical checkup or something happened as Walter Reed. There are attachés that bring this information. And yes, folders get left behind and information is left for consumption by the president and his staff. This isn't anything new.
Let's just see how much more money we can spend on investigating him for something that's nothing's going to stick.
Right.
I mean, how much money did they spend on the Mueller investigation?
47 million. Here's an interview right here with a publisher. Trump says, well, with the senior military official, let me see that. I'll show you an example, he said, that I wanted to attack. Isn't it amazing? I have a big pile of papers. This thing just came up. Look, this was him. Presented me this. This is off the record, but they presented me this. This was him. This was the Defense Department and him. Wow, the writer says. Trump says, we looked at some. This was him. This wasn't done by me. This was him. All sorts of stuff. Pages long. Look. Trump says, wait a minute. Let's see here. Staffer says, yeah. Trump says, I just found this. Isn't it amazing? This totally wins my case, you know? Mm-hmm. Except it is like highly confidential. Highly confidential is bullshit. It's nothing. Yeah, secret. This is secret information. Look at this. You attack. And by the way, isn't that incredible? I was just thinking because we were talking about it. You know, he said he wanted to attack country, blah, blah, blah. Staffer said you did. This was done by the military and given to me. I think we can probably write. I don't know. We'll have to see. Yeah, we'll have to try to. Trump says declassify it. Figure it out. Yeah. See, as president, I could have declassified it. Yeah, laughter. Now I can't, you know, but this is still secret. Yeah, laughter. Now that we have a problem. Isn't that interesting? Question mark. So Trump is trying to use some of these documents to exonerate himself. He openly admits that he didn't declassify them because he can't. And I'm just letting you know, he can declassify secret as president. He's right. He can. He can declassify highly confidential, sensitive information, all of that. He can't do TSI and SCI and TS. I've already said that 100 times. And he openly admits that he can anyway. Trump's buggered, man. He's got audio tapes of this shit. He's gonna get in trouble for this. But what trouble does that look like? What trouble does that look like? And what are specifically the charges? And what are they looking for sentencing? What charges are, and this is where it's going to come out. Trump said this, and I hope you guys appreciate this because this is all the skinny. We've been wanting this. The first thing I thought of when I heard about it is how does the press get this information that's classified, Trump says. How do they do it? You know why? Because it's an illegal process and the press should be ashamed of themselves. But more importantly, the people that gave out the information to the press should be ashamed of themselves, really ashamed. He's right. That's what I'm asking. How are they getting this information? More boxes. On November 17th, reviews the contents of the boxes, asking, he has mentioned boxes to you. I delivered some, but I think he may need more. Could you ask if he would like more in Pine Hall? Pine Hall has an entry room in Trump's residence. This is all staffer information. This is staffers talking about the boxes and what they want to do to them. There's thousands of them, folks. There's thousands of boxes. But they've already said there's only 156 documents in question out of those thousands of boxes. When I left the military, I had my records, my medical records, my service jacket, dental records, financial records, meritorious service, all my duty stations. It was 1,200 pages. Can you imagine what the President of the United States has?
Diet Pepsi, please.
When the 15 boxes that Trump had provided reached NARA in 2022, NARA reviewed the contents and determined that 14 of the boxes contained documents with classification markings. Specifically, as the FBI later determined, the boxes contained 197 documents with classification markings, of which 98 were marked secret. This is what I just told you. Listen. It's right here in the affidavit. Listen. I told you this. Leroy and I went through this line by line and put Amy to sleep.
Yeah.
197
I
documents.
feel like she agrees.
197 documents with classification markings. 98 were marked secret. 30 were marked top secret. And remainder were marked confidential. Some of those documents also contain SCI and SAP markings. Secure access programs. Yeah, like the folders themselves. Listen, people. This is what this is about. FBI and grand jury investigations. FBI opened a criminal investigation on March 30. April 26, a federal grand jury opened an investigation. May 11th, grand jury issued a subpoena. Trump's attorney said the following: I don't want anybody looking. I don't want anybody looking through my boxes. I really don't. I don't want you looking through my boxes. That's what Trump said. Well, what happens if we just don't respond at all or don't play ball with them? Wouldn't it be better if we just told them we don't have anything here? Well, look, isn't it better if there are no documents? Yeah, I'm done. I'm going to look at specifically the rest. This is a false certification of the FBI and grand jury. Here are the classification markings of documents. Here it is right here, written in the inventory letter. 27 documents, top secret 6, secret 18, confidential 3. Storage room, 75 documents, top secret 11, secret 36, confidential 28. Top secret, no form, special handling documents. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Folks, this is just the same shit that I went through with you. This is the exact same thing, these inventory lists. This is the same inventory list that I gave you almost a year ago.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Did they have to submit the chain of custody rules for this and who was in charge of what?
Yeah, that'll all be done in discovery. Like who got it? Was it a staffer? Was it Kushner?
Right.
Was his chief of staff? Yeah, all this. All of this. But see these documents, all of this shit. Every single thing you're here. I've already told you what this was.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these documents were letters written to him by Kim Jong-un or written to him by Zelensky or written by foreign leaders. You understand that, right? So a lot of this stuff, you hear it and go, oh, this is nefarious. This is secret. Anything SCI and TS, yes, it's a big concern. 100%. Everything else, it doesn't fucking matter. None of it matters. All right, so here are the conspiracy and objects. Here's the meat and potato. They're charging him with conspiracy, suggesting that Trump attorney falsely represented the FBI, moving the boxes, suggesting that they were hid or destroyed, even asking the question they're charging him with. Yeah. Shouldn't these just be better if they go away? So can we just destroy them ourselves? He didn't have a cease and desist.
Right.
He had nothing that showed that he had to secure documents. There wasn't a subpoena requesting that he secure documents. There wasn't anything that said that he had to essentially provide anything other than the documents that the NARA was requesting. Making false and misleading statements to the FBI, causing a false certification to be submitted to the FBI and grand jury representing that all documents with classification markings had been produced when in fact they had not. Withholding a document or record, charging him with corruptly concealing a document or record. So it's just charges upon charges upon charges. Concealing a document in a federal investigation. Scheme to conceal. Listen to this shit.
Just throwing spaghetti at the wall.
False statements at representatives. Yeah. False statements at representatives count 38, 39, 36, 37, 35. All of these are just being added to it.
I would really like to see the indictment of Joe Biden for how many documents he had.
Right. But the reason they have to do all these smaller charges, like him saying, well, hey, can I just destroy it myself? Or the reason they have to do that is because if he can be found, guilty or liable for one of those things, then they can say, we won. He could be acquitted on everything else, and they could have found him like on one small thing, and they're like, well, we won.
Right. It's just like the Gene Carroll thing, right? It's, sexual assault. He's a rapist. Whoa, 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 whoa. Nobody said rape.
Yeah.
Sexual assault, man. Listen, that is as much as a woman saying he touched my boob, and then them saying, okay, well, you have to pay her for that. We don't know what happened. It's a civil case. It's not a criminal trial. O.J. Simpson was guilty as hell civilly, but criminally, he got off scot-free. Civil cases do not have the same requirements and the burden of proof as criminal. Please go ahead.
And and furthermore, my own case, everything that was brought against me, I was hoping they would find something, because then it was within the judge's power to make any changes he wanted. So we were asking him to find, he never found a real reason, but he just said he did, even though he didn't have to name a reason that he found a change to be, but he said, yeah, I found a change. So now I can carte blanche. I can make any ruling I want without any rules.
Listen, some of the things in here deserve to be, I've said this 100 times. If Trump did something wrong, he needs to be held accountable. He did something wrong, multiple things wrong. He obstructed justice. He withheld and did not execute on a warrant and a subpoena. He showed confidential, secret, up to secret and highly confidential to somebody. I don't believe he showed TSI and SCI clearance access. Nothing shows that. But he did show secret information to somebody. It sounds like he didn't know what he had in a lot of cases. And even in some of his statements, like, oh, well, look at this. There's this. Like, he's going through some of this stuff, right? Here are the exact... Then there's an idiot, Jim Schultz, in here. Trumpaholics drunk on the big lie. What big lie are you talking about? Stolen election? We don't do that here, buddy. Sorry. I've already spent hundreds of hours disproving the stolen election, so you're wrong. Face it, he's going to jail. You're wrong. You should go play the lottery, bro, with your luck. Yeah, he's going to jail. I'll bet you my my dad's M1 carbine here that he's not going to jail for any of this. He's not going to jail for any of it. It's a civil matter, dipshit.
Yeah. 2
cases. You're drunk on wanting Trump to fail. You guys have been saying this for fucking 7 years, bro. You sound worse than the Clinton holics. So grow up. Stop being a child, man child. Here are the things right here. And if you want to, call in, have a pair, have some intestinal fortitude. You like to talk shit and make fun of people's names and be a 2-year-old, but be a man. Try that. Call in and let's have a talk. Let's see who knows more about this, you or me. I have a feeling we're going to find out because you're not going to call, and everyone knows you're not going to call. See this? Okay. Here's the charges, the actual charges. I'm putting them out here. Willful retention of national defense information, USC 793, max term 10 years. Mandatory minimum term of imprisonment, if applicable. It's not. Max supervised release 3 years, max fine $250,000. Okay? Conspiracy to obstruct justice, max term of imprisonment 20 years. Mandatory minimum term of imprisonment, if applicable, none. You see these how they have no minimum or mandatory? Come on, folks. Max supervised release, 3 years. Max fine, $250,000. Withholding a document or record, 20 years of imprisonment. Mandatory minimum term of imprisonment, none. Max supervised release, 3 years. Max fine, $250,000. Corruptly concealing document or record, max term, 20 years. Minimum term of imprisonment, none. Supervised release, 3 years, $250,000. Same thing, concealing government and federal investigation. Scheme to conceal, 5 years, no minimum. Max term, 5 years, no minimum. $250,000 for false statements. Conspiracy to obstruct, same thing, 20. Withholding document or record, 20. Corruptly concealing a document or record, 20. 38 charges, folks. Please give me a break. Concealing a document in a federal investigation. This is all political, commercial, cannon fodder. That's all it is. I promise you he will be found guilty of some of these things. Promise you. Mm-hmm. Because he is.
Yep.
Let me just explain it to you. I don't give a shit about Trump. I don't know Trump. I don't know anything about Trump. I've never met the man. And honestly, if he sat down, I'd treat him like any other president with the utmost respect and dignity. I'd shake his hand and thank him for the things I loved about him, which were most things, and also challenge him on the things that I didn't like about him. But let me explain something. If you go digging for garbage, you'll find it. As a DM, vice president of a company, I have done things wrong. Willingly. I've cut corners. So have you, you pretentious little dicks. So have you. All of you have broke the law. All of you have done things, and if you got caught, you would be ashamed of. Every one of you. Did he think he was above the law? Sure. Is he going to be held accountable? Probably. Will it be all of these things? No. Will it be a slap on the wrist and probably a fine? For sure. Just like Hillary had to pay back money for the dirty dossier, over $800,000. Obama had to give back almost $1 million too. You don't remember that. Just like Bill Clinton had to give back money. Biden will be held account too. They have went after Trump. The Republicans are going to destroy Biden when he gets out. They can't do it now because he's the president of the United States. This will all come back to haunt them. And this political game will play and nobody will truly be held accountable. That's the way this works. Donald Trump deserves to be held accountable. I've said that from the beginning. Anyone who says he doesn't, you're wrong. You're wrong. He broke some laws. But so have they. And it's bullshit. Go ahead, Amy.
I will say I totally agree with you. I think he should be held accountable. I just think it should be to the same standard that they hold their people accountable.
Yeah,
which is
that's right. By not doing it at all.
Oh, you did a bad thing. Bye. Don't do it again.
That's what's going to happen. I mean, he's going to get fined. He's going to have to pay a fine. And then it's going to be civil. And then everybody is going to go up and go, oh, Donald Trump, man, he broke the law. Look at twice impeached, twice indicted. That's all they want. They're bloodlust. They just want to see Trump fail. Why? Because he hurts their feelings. Why? Because he doesn't like the way he acts. And they want to ensure he never gets to be president again. That's what they want. Livia, what are your thoughts?
It's a shit show. It really is. I mean, excuse me. I mean, I agree. If he did something wrong, he should be held accountable. But again, I agree with Amy. So should they. I mean, it's such a double standard, and it's so disappointing that our government does this, that one side thinks they're better than the other, and that they think that they can bully us, that if you don't believe what we believe, that we're going to punish you. And
you're going to love this.
Oh, it's just so dumb. I mean, it's like having to deal with freaking children.
Well, you're going to love this because quickly we're going to get through this and then I'm going to pop smoke. I promise people, if either of you have to go, go. I'm sorry we started an hour late, but we are on time for our 2-hour show. But if you got to go, go.
Nope.
This is the Presidential Records Act, and I want people to kind of see it. I've shown it before on the show, but it helps you understand what the rules and regs are. Specifically authorized under criteria establishment by an executive order to be secret in the interest of national defense or foreign policy, in fact, properly classified pursuant to such executive order. Executive order. Who's in charge of the executive branch?
President.
End of the conversation. Secret information and below can all be declassified by the President of the United States. It's in the first fucking statement under A, Section 1, amended A. Any presidential record or reasonably segregable portion thereof containing information with category restricted by the president under subsection shall be so designated by the archivist, and access thereto shall be restricted until earlier of, if the date on which the former president waives the restriction on disclosure of such record, or the expiration of the duration specified under subsection A for category of information on the basis of which access such record has been restricted. Well, if Trump hasn't waived that right, that still holds true that anything in his possession and anything that he had the right to be declassified under secret and below. That's why all this stuff that's highly confidential, secret, or sensitive, it doesn't matter. Trump can declassify any of that was under his purview, even when he's not president. I've said this 1,000 times. Nobody listens to me. Everyone's like, Donald Trump can declassify everything. And then the other half says, Donald Trump can't declassify anything. You're both wrong. You're both wrong. This is probably if I can find this again. This is how I know this isn't going anywhere, because if it is, Hillary Clinton is going to be held accountable, and so is Bill. All this information, the Clinton Library secret files, a clove of Clinton White House, this was written back in 2014, long process for release remains hidden from public view at the Clinton Presidential Library in Little Rock. Even the legal basis initially used to withhold them expired more than a year ago. The papers contain confidential advice given to or sought by President Clinton, including communications with the First Lady Hillary Clinton and records about people considered for appointments to federal office. About 33,000 pages of documents are involved, according to the National Archives, which runs the library. Under the Presidential Records Act, such records can be withheld for up to 12 years after a president leaves office. Listen to this, folks. I've done your research for you. All you hypocrites out there calling people Trumpaholics. You're a doucheaholic. You are addicted to being a douchebag. However, at the 12-year mark, those broad restrictions fall away, and the once secret presidential papers are generally subject to disclosure. For the Clinton files, that milestone came and went in January 13. The long-sealed records pose a delicate series of choices for the Clintons and even the President Barack Obama that could allow disclosure of the papers, fueling news stories about old controversies like Whitewater and pardons granted as the 42nd president left office in 2001, or they could fight to keep some of them of the files of record, likely triggering a court battle and stoking concerns that the former president and his wife are unduly secretive. That's what Donald Trump did. Donald Trump did the same thing. Can we hold on to them? Do we have to comply? Can we get rid of them? All these questions were asked by Clinton, and their lawyers too. Either way, it's a potentially messy situation. It's not entirely clear who's responsible for the delay, since the release process involves the Library of National Archives headquarters, as well as lawyers for the former President Obama. I remember this article because I read it. It's amazing how I found it so easily. I'm surprised they haven't scrubbed it yet. Unlike collections in other hands, this withheld files at the Clinton Library are under control of the federal government. Obama would have to choose whether to back any privilege assertion by the ex-president, a move that would be in tension with public statements Obama made as a candidate and as president, promising to improve access to presidential records. Even the long delays in accessing the files raised significant questions about whether reforms Obama imposed on his first day in office are working. After a series of inquiries from Politico in recent days, an official with the current White House and Tuesday afternoon that a large batch of the formerly withheld Clinton records should emerge soon. As of today, the representatives of the former incumbent president have approved the release of majority of approximately 33,000 pages under the advice and appointment of provisions. Chris Islip, Director of Communications for the National Archives. Our goal is to make these records available as soon as possible, but it will take the Clinton Library and the National Archives and Records Administration additional time to complete the logistics. No by your leave or carte blanche was given to President Trump. His home was fucking served. They had subpoenas for this shit out for over 12 years on the Clintons, and they never got word one. And they obstructed and held it for them, and nobody raided the Clintons.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can't Trump's lawyers just say precedent? I mean, the fact that people have done this before him and nothing has happened, can't they just say it's precedent? If you're going to punish Trump, then you need to go back and punish these people. Or since you didn't punish them, then...
No, because the rule of the law states that it's an individual's... It's ex parte, essentially. It's you can't go ahead and say, well, Hillary Clinton didn't have any intent when she did it, so I'm okay. That's not the way this works. Each individual case has to be tried on its own merit and own accountability of the person who broke the law. Now, precedent can be used and say, well, in this court case, but unfortunately, no other president has been held to this level of standard before. This is the issue, because every other president gets to go ahead and cry executive privilege or stalwart it like the Clintons, because nobody has wanted to go after a president and destroy their credibility like they want to with Trump. This is precedent. They're setting the precedent road right now, Libby.
Okay.
So this is being established. Now, this is what I tried to tell you about Roe v. Wade, or tried to tell you about the Obamacare mandate or the mass ballots. It's not against the law, even though that's why people say stolen election. I said, no. They used it within the law. Now the SCOTUS gets to decide if it was constitutional or not. So if it was constitutional, they get to go ahead and move forward. If it's not constitutional, well, then obviously they can retroactively go back and hold people accountable, but you can't retro the law. You can't write a new law and hold people accountable retroactively. That's not the way it works. Precedent has to be established. So they're writing the groundbreaking laws for this. Now, there's been certain people in government, there's been who've leaked classified information, and they've been handled, but none of them had the kind of the carte blanche that the president has. So it's a little bit different. A low-level intelligence analyst can't go ahead and declassify information simply because he wants to. The president of the United States has the ability to declassify certain levels of information. So this is new ground we're breaking here. And this is Pandora's box. This is what I'm trying to say. Amy's with me. She knows. This is Pandora's box. They are opening up a litany of shit going against all former presidents, all former legislators, Joe Biden. If the Democrats thinks this is fun, just wait. If a Republican wins in 2024 or 2028, watch what's going to happen. It is going, and I told you they were going to do this. This is why I said they should never, ever, ever have impeached Joe Biden, and I was right. Because this is what the Democrats are doing. They are posthumously, retroactively going after Donald Trump, and they are setting a precedent. Go ahead, Amy.
It's not just the precedent, because you're right. In the legal system, you don't always have to have a precedent. There's loopholes and everything. But what they're setting right now, which doesn't exist, is case law, which matters a great deal. And if they're going to, like Matt already said it, they're opening up Pandora's box, because whatever the outcome is, that's going to be the standard moving forward. And no matter who's in office, it's going to bring hell for the other side, no matter what. This is the stupidest thing they could be doing.
Yes.
It's going to ruin our country. This is literally, I could see this we're already so divided. It's only going to divide us more, because it gives the ammo to whoever's in office to say, well, they did it to us, let's do it to them, and let's go after them for everything we can. And here's all the past case law studies now that have been done. Here's what happened. We can use this now in our case to benefit us. Either way, it doesn't matter if it's good or bad. They will use it. You can always spin things.
Well, listen to this shit. This is going to piss you off. For example, in 2011, the library, this is Clinton Library, withheld as confidential advice portions or all of 785 pages of healthcare reform-related records for the First Lady's staff. The papers were removed from a large set of files released in response to a lawsuit from conservative watchdog group Judicial Watch. There were records held from Vince Foster, from Kagan, White House counsel's office lawyer. 2,600 pages were withheld in part or in full and confidential from the NARA as well, even after subpoena was handed to them. Executive orders signed in his first full days of office promising to overhaul the Presidential Records Act put in place by President Bush never happened. The delays in access to the process were unreleased by the Clinton-era records are far longer than those involving comparable files of President George Bush in his White House. When the 12 years of restriction was up, the Clintons fought this in court. This right there, just alone. We're not even talking about the 36,000 emails. We're not even bringing that up. That has nothing to do with it. And excluding this is the fact that Donald Trump actually signed in 2020. I have that document. I'll be posting it on the site. Signed a release of these documents and disclosing which documents he was actually taking with him. Amy, I want to show you this real quick, and then we're gonna pop smoke on this. And I know everyone's tired. I am too. And this was a late show, but I want to get to this one portion, and then we're gonna call it. This is Jen Psaki's video, and I want you guys to listen to this real quick, and then I'm going to read you a couple things, and then we're going to go.
Another topic, a lot of stories about Hunter Biden surfacing this week. So to ensure the independence of the investigation, would the president support the appointment of a special counsel?
Well, first, the president has never had a conversation with the Department of Justice about any investigations into any member of his family. He said that during the campaign, and he will continue to abide by that. So I'd point you to the Department of Justice for any additional steps they would take. They would make those decisions independently.
Is there any concern that they're not going to be necessarily seen as being able to make the decisions independently? If the White House Chief of Staff is out saying that the president is confident his son did not break the law?
Well, that's something the president has said, and certainly we would echo. But in the same answer to that question, Peter, during an interview this week on ABC, Ron Klain also said the Justice Department is independent and they will make their own decisions.
And the president has said that he never spoke to his son about his overseas business dealings. Is that still the case?
Yes.
So it's interesting because I want to read these notes to you pretty quickly and then show you a couple documents. When we take a look at this, here's both individual notes. Emails from Hunter's laptop revealed Joe Biden agreed to pay his son's legal fees for his deal with a Chinese government-controlled company. Joe was able to pay the bills after earning millions of dollars through his and wife's company after he left office as vice president. But as analysis by Daily Mail of the presidential's financial records show, $5.2 million is unexplained. This one's really important, guys and girls. Listen. The missing millions in emails on Hunter's abandoned laptop suggest Joe would have a 10% share in Hunter's blockbuster deal with the Chinese. The revelation ties the president even closer to Hunter's overseas business dealings, despite the White House's denials, as we heard earlier from Jen Psaki and from Joe Biden as well. The article's on dailymail.com. You can get it right here. I happen to have all the documents for you anyway, just in case you wanted to see them and maybe it was important to you, because you know that they're going to have the liberals say, oh, no, this is nothing. Well, this is the one where they said I didn't have any proof and everything I had was completely bunk and BS. So I want to show it to you now if that's okay, if anybody wouldn't mind. Here's the first communication about Hunter's bills, Katie Dodge. Hello, VP team. I spoke with Hunter today regarding his bills. It's my understanding that Hunt's dad will cover these bills in short term as Hunter transitions in his new career. I have a list of the current bills. I've attached them below. I'm paraphrasing. I can log in and change the bank accounts if you want. I can give you all the logins if you want. At any rate, I wanted to get the ball rolling. Please let me know a convenient time for this call. Listen to what I just said. Jen Psaki, Joe Biden said they had absolutely no understanding of this. However, they have spoken to the big guy. They've spoken to Joe Biden, his dad, unless he's saying Joe Biden isn't his daddy. And he is willing to pay his legal fees and transition fees into this new role through Burisma. It's right here in black and white. Katie Dodge, who works for Joe Biden. Robert Biden is attached. Richard Ruffner is attached. Linda Shapiro is attached. The Biden family is attached to this. And Joe Biden is specifically mentioned as agreeing to pay these fees for Hunter Biden. The real question is, fine, you can pay your son's fees, but where's the money coming from? That's the question. Where's the money? Well, here it is. Right here. These are the Fager Bank Baker Daniels deals, which show you is grateful for your business and wants to be satisfied with all aspects of our service, including our billing process. These were for Robert Hunter Biden. Here they are, right here. $19,583, $670, $4,000, $3,704, $2,783, $35,000, $70,000 right here for these fees paid for Hunter Biden by his father. Something to think about. We're not done. I know. We're not done yet. Here's the next series, because it just gets worse. Because when you hear the amount of volume of dollars involved here, it's sickening. Here are the copies and the dollars for instructions of payments. $27,000, $87,000. Flynn Collar book event. talks about investment from U.S. overseas account, $50,000 changing hands. Another book event in a theater in Montana has all of his listings and business dealings of his dollars. Here's his first 1040 for income tax. Joseph Biden, $445,000 wages claimed, $568,000 of taxable income that he claimed in 2021. Everyone got that? Great. Let's go into this one. This shows $8,000 in dollars, and then you're going to see a $11,000 or $11 million tax return for net individual states and trust in 2017 for net worth and his 8960 form. Then you're going to see another $4 million claimed, $1,540,000 on this document, which is an amendment to his individual tax return. But this $4,580,000 right here, this highlighted number, let me get this thing and show it to you zoomed in so you can see. This is the number that we're talking about in undisclosed. This was an amendment done for this 1040 in 2018. So they put in an amendment with Jill's name on it to his tax returns posthumously. And then there's this email. I personally have already spent a large amount on this, and I'm not in for the weekly pay. But as we have been shorted on the agreed package, I feel this is right and reasonable. I'm happy to raise any detail with Zhang if there is shortfalls. At the moment, here's the provisional agreement that the equity will be distributed as follows. 20% to H, 20 to RW, 20 to JG, 20 to TB, 10 to Jim, and 10 held by H for the big guy. Hunter. H is Hunter. Who's the big guy? Mm-hmm. Who's the biggest guy in that family? It's Joe fucking Biden.
Daddy Biden.
Any comments or disagreement? Let's table now. Apologies for the typos. We can sit here and we can pretend that this absolves Donald Trump and what happened. It doesn't. It doesn't absolve anything that Donald Trump is being held accountable for. Donald Trump deserves to be held accountable for the things that he did wrong. And they've listed some things that I would say, if they can prove in the court of law, were wrong. Mm-hmm. But what they don't get to do is sit here and say that Joe Biden doesn't deserve to be absolutely scrutinized for the $5 million. What's that money for? Who is the big guy? Why aren't we looking into this stuff? Why is it one and not the other? Amy, go ahead. Give us last word, and then I'll bring it to Olivia, and then me, and then we're done.
I'll just point out exactly what I just saw the comment. Holy cow, let me find it. Oh, yeah, Amy, the other awesome Amy, says then tells the child support court he's broke. And boy, can I relate to that. Yeah, I mean, this is, again, it goes back to what we were saying, opening up Pandora's box. Either you have to go after everyone or you have to let the indiscretion slide. I mean, I think what Hunter is doing is well, not just Hunter, his family, what they're doing is far worse. I think, and I don't know if it's because I'm a little bit jaded or if it's just because my belief system is a lot different than, the Biden family, probably, I would assume. But I really feel like what they're doing is worse. That's just my personal beliefs. I think covering up this amount of money, lying to not just their side of the aisle, but to everyone as Americans, it's, they're not hiding some secret documents that don't affect the American lives, but they're working with governments who are out to destroy our country, and I think that deserves more answers than what we're getting. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I think there's a huge double standard at play here. I don't want to see Joe Biden in jail. I don't want to see Donald Trump in jail. Politicians have made money off of their service since the dawn of time, and I'm not going to sit here and say that it doesn't bother me. It does, but I can handle. It's Pygmalion. It's not necessarily what we look for. There's nepotism. I get all that. What I what I have a problem with is that don't sit here and do it for hundreds of years and then all of a sudden get your pearls clutching and saying, well, Donald Trump has done some things that are illegal. What I don't hear is him taking millions upon millions of dollars. You hear them say that, oh, well, he took billions from business dealings that he disassociated himself. His companies lost money as him as president. Give me a fucking break. Do you think Donald Trump is better off now than he was before he was president? You're a crock of shit. He has not profited off of this at all. He is paying millions of dollars a week in lawyers' fees. Millions. Enough to break Clinton's bank and Biden's bank in less than a quarter. Don't sit here and tell me that Donald Trump's benefiting from this. He didn't benefit from being president at all, and he's certainly not going to until somebody holds people accountable to stop this crap, to stop the witch hunts. Why don't you let him run? Why don't you let him just run and see what America decides? And they're either going to repudiate him and you never have to worry about him again because he will be so disgraced because the American people will reject him, or he's going to win and you sons of bitches are finally going to be held accountable to a standard that maybe you should have been held accountable a long time ago. They stole John F. Kennedy from the American people and it went downhill shortly after, and it's been going downhill ever since. We have to make a hockey stick approach. We've got to get our country back, and we've got to stop allowing these politicians to do what they're doing. All it is dividing Americans. I don't hate Democrats. I don't hate liberals. I don't think you're libtards and snowflakes. What I think you are is horribly ignorant to the fact that your side is completely fucking corrupt as Republicans are. And it makes me sick. It makes me sick that somehow you think that your crap doesn't smell a particular shade of shit. And I don't understand why. So I'm going to continue to do this, and I'm going to continue to say Trump needs to be held accountable. And out of the same side of the mouth, I'm going to tell you so does Joe Biden, so does Hillary Clinton, so does Obama, so does Ray, so does Tapper, so does Brennan. And I brought receipts tonight, and I dropped the fucking bomb on all y'all. So I hope you got to see it. Olivia, your turn. Sorry.
Oh, that didn't sound great. That was supposed to be a bomb, but
What the hell?
I don't know what happened.
Can you try it again?
Oh.
Now your sounds don't work. This happened before. Unplug.
Yep.
Pop it. Pull it out.
No, I had it's okay.
All right. You got last word. You got 1 minute.
Okay, so people don't get mad at me for what I'm about to say. Especially
I gotta get it. Where's Amy?
Especially all the Trump lovers out there.
Hold on. There she is.
Since this is going to be the precedent going in the future, the things that Donald Trump did wrong, he needs to be held accountable to the highest standards so that when this happens to Biden and whoever else, that they will be held at the same standards, that they can't get away with it saying that, well, Trump got off, so I get to get off. So they all need to be held to the same standard. And no, I'm saying I don't hate Trump. Everyone, don't freaking get your panties in a bunch. But if you do wrong, you should be held accountable for it.
Right.
And the Bidens and the Clintons, and they all need to be held accountable. And unfortunately, it'll never happen, but you can dream, right?
I don't know. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it's going to take a true. There now is going to be, listen, you're going to have to assume the following. Why do they want Trump out? Just answer the simplest of simple questions. And
that's what I want to know. What does he have on them?
He's not controllable.
That they're so scared of.
Because he absolutely does not play by the rules that have been established in Washington, D.C. He has no loyalties. He does not care. He cannot be bought, and he will not follow their rules. He is absolutely a maverick. He does not give a shit about who it is. It's what have you done for me lately? And if you haven't done enough for me, I'm going to throw you to the curb. That scares people. You can't hold him to the feet to the flames, and you can't have him keep the secrets. He doesn't care about what you think of him. He doesn't care about what you're going to throw at him. That is the one thing. He is unflappable. Even right now, if I was him, I'd be shitting a purple Twinkie. I would be terrified about what was coming down on me. He doesn't care because he knows he has the money. He knows he has the ability to work around these things, and he knows the system. Very similar. Let me tell you a quick story. The whole point, and Dave Chappelle did this better than me. Let me give this to you quickly. is Dave Chappelle. He's like, well, why do people love Trump? Well, simple. Because when he was asked by Hillary Clinton about taxes and said, you didn't pay your taxes, you're a fraud. And he's like, no, it makes me smart. And he says, I paid less in taxes, and I went ahead and leveraged the laws that you put in place in order to pay less taxes. That makes me smart. And then he says to her, well, you're upset just because I learned the system and I gamed the system. And of course I did that. And people were like, holy shit, he tells the truth on that stuff. Donald Trump is a lot of things. What he isn't is stupid. And you all think he's stupid because we were told George Bush was stupid. And we were told that Ronald Reagan was stupid. And we were told that Romney was stupid. And we were told that Bob Dole was stupid. And John McCain was stupid. Also that they all touched women inappropriately. Y'all have painted the Republicans as these dumb knuckle draggers because you're fucking uppity, educated elitists, because you spend $250,000 on a fucking degree that I can tell you something for free is that your education ain't shit unless you can practically fucking apply it. And that is something Donald Trump understands. It's something I understand. And I'm a self-made man. I'm not a millionaire, but I'll tell you what, I'm richer than most.
The Democrats want to be mad at anyone, be mad at Obama. Because if it wasn't for Obama at that dinner, then I don't think Trump would have ever
If
run.
it wasn't for the own media, they loved him. He was in rap albums. He was given awards by Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton, for God's sakes. The NAACP and the Rainbow Coalition recognize him as Man of the Year for giving back to African Americans. This is all bullshit. It's been bullshit. I'm sorry I'm cussing, but this has been the biggest secret in America. Donald Trump was loved by them, and then they wanted him. I can show you video after video of them saying, run for president. Please, Donald, please run for it. Bring some sanity to these freaking shit shows. And then he's like, well, we need to close the border. They're like, what? Whoa, what? We need to have voter ID. Excuse me? We need to embrace the Second Amendment, the First Amendment. We need to stop censoring people. Whoa. Who is this guy? We need welfare reform. We need to go ahead and we need to start adding tariffs to China. He pissed off the fat cats because the fat cats on both sides lost money under Trump. They all did.
Yep.
They lost money on Trump because the money went back into the pockets of the everyday American. Look at your 401k. It was better under Trump than ever before. That's your money. Instead of just giving it to the million and multi-billion-dollar companies, the 401ks and the individual S&Ps did better under him than anybody, and that stimulated the middle class. Not everyone owned stocks, but everybody understood that they made more, less taxes. The government was better because they were staying out of our business. You may not like Donald Trump, but you can't tell me what policies you hated. The worst offending liberals on here who are calling us all Trumpanzees. Tell me what policies you hated. Tell me that you didn't pay less in taxes. You know you did.
They're calling us Trumpanzees. I missed that.
Oh, yeah, they called us Trumpanzees.
We need that shirt. Yeah, we need a shirt for that. Trumpanzee.
I'm going to get a Trumpanzee shirt. That's a fantastic idea. And I'll put a banana on it. Trumpanzee.
Yeah.
Listen, folks.
You still need to do the basket of deplorables shirt.
There's a lot of shirts I've got to do. Olivia, thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for standing by me. Even when I went into the shower and I said, I quit, Don't Unfriend Me's done. I'm not doing this anymore. They blocked me. You calmed me down and did what you always do. Amy, you're beautiful, gorgeous, just like Olivia. You both bring amazing brains and beauty to the show. I love that about you. And you're also wearing a cool hat. Thank you both for what you do. I love you both. I appreciate it. Leroy, fuck you, Leroy. You weren't here tonight. Yeah. And of course, I'm your host, Matthew Spear. We will not be doing a show this weekend. We might do a quick recorded one, but either way, it's not Obama. Sorry, I was reading the comment. It is Diablo weekend. Is that right, Liv? Part 2.
Yeah, and then Monday I gotta start doing pre-work stuff. So
yeah, pre-job stuff.
Yep.
That's exciting.
Dave made one comment, and then I'm going to stop. He says, I don't believe Trump's confidence comes from having money. I think it comes from being 3 steps ahead of the opposition. Dave, I've got 2 things for you, and this isn't disrespectful. He's not 3 steps ahead of anybody anymore, and it's caught up to him. He did some things wrong with this, and we need to understand that. And if we truly are law-abiding Americans, we'll want him held accountable. He's not going to see jail. He's going to be fined. He is probably going to have to eat some crow, and he's going to have to answer this in the debate and hopefully move away from this as fast as humanly possible. But America does not have a long memory, And he's going to have to shift gears. He's going to have to stop talking about himself, stop talking about 2020, and start talking about policies and how he is going to turn this country around and take it away from Biden. If he doesn't do that, he will not win. And money does not hurt confidence. I'm a confident human being, and most of that comes from military service and being picked on most of my life and growing to a very large stature and being a big guy with a big mouth. And I've learned to take care of myself, but money sure doesn't fucking hurt, buddy, at all. So thank you for your contributions, everybody. Amy, appreciate you. Olivia, appreciate you. Stop by thedumbshow.com. Not yet. Stop by thedumbshow.com. Pick yourself up a cool Red Friday shirt. It's Red Friday. Go buy some cool stuff. And stop by thedumbshow.com. We'll be back Monday with a live show. I hope you liked it tonight. Thanks for sticking with us. God bless. And we will see you next time. That's it. Amy, love you. Appreciate you. Bye.
Night, y'all.
Love you guys. Good night, everybody.
PFC Purcellville Flag Company. They are on fire, which isn't good for a flag, but they are beautiful. Go take a look, pfcflags.com. Go say hi to Katie. Go say hi to Jason. They have a beautiful family, and they're good friends of the show. Folks, we are out of here. We will see you next time on the Don't Unfriend Me Show. Share, like, and subscribe. Go over to Rumble. Please, Rumble. Liv, do we have a Rumble? Yes, we do. Here it is. Good morning, Don't Unfriend Me Nation. What are we doing? Good night, everybody.
I'm David Boreanaz with the Cast of SEAL team, and we have an important message for returning vets.
We want you to know if you're struggling to cope, there's help and it's just a phone call away.
The Veterans Crisis Line is staffed with experienced professionals who know your struggles.
There's no greater sacrifice in service to our country. We're able to enjoy our freedoms because of it.
Your service is important. You are important.
For vets and their families, the Veterans Crisis Line is here to help 24 hours a day. Please call